Welcome to Retro Talk Phone. We're back again. Fire time. Hey, we got another good one for y'all, man. So y'all sit back. Hope y'all got some snacks, drink, because we can get into some old school wrestling. Not wrestling, but wrestling. We're gonna get into it.
And we getting out of here before LeBron dunked on these hoes.
Man, bump all that, man. We're gonna stay here about 4 hours now.
Hold on, real quick. Hey, what's your prediction tonight? Let's get these predictions out of the way real quick. Who you got tonight?
Oh, it's a wrap.
I know.
You know what? Oh, y'all go ahead, right quick.
Who you got, D. Frank?
Man, be honest, I ain't really been keeping up with it, man. I ain't got a horse in the race, so man, I'm just sitting back watching.
Yeah. I'm kind of like the same way, but it's interesting to me. This is a good matchup. LeBron versus Jimmy Buckets. That last game was an awesome game. That last game was a great game.
Right.
But me personally, I kind of want to see it go 7. So I wouldn't mind Miami winning, but I think LeBron's going to take it tonight.
I would really like it if LeBron could just stick buckets all night, but that would mean the other Lakers have to hit shots. And as we've seen, that's not an option. So got to go ahead and let LeBron go win. But I really wish he could defend Jimmy Butler the whole goddamn time. I think that would be dope, but he'd spend so much energy and it would require the Lakers to step up, and them raggedy bastards. Look here. That shit.
Well, I want Miami to win. I ain't gonna say I don't like LeBron. I like to go against the grain. That's just me. I wanted to go 7.
You are a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan.
So, man.
Hey man, hush your mouth. You hush your goddamn mouth right there.
I'm sorry.
So I can feel you on that one.
I mean, what they said, I saw something. They said that this is the lowest watched finals in history. Have y'all seen that?
I saw that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you believe it?
Well, yeah. I think the whole season is odd, but also,
yeah, it is.
If we're being fair, Miami is probably the most underdog team LeBron has faced in the finals. So I don't think that people are really trying to watch him beat the Miami Heat. Like, they expect them to win so bad that they don't give a fuck. Now, if it goes to Game 7, we might be seeing a flip. We might be seeing the most watched final Game 7 of all time.
7, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's get into these introductions. I go first. I'm your boy, Black Ass African, aka BAA, aka Black, aka Marvin. Hey, what you doing now?
Sir.
We're gonna pass it off to my co-host down south. What you got, bro?
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Hop. Back up in this thing. Got some special guests in the building and a dope topic tonight. Can't wait to hear these guys' perspectives just from talking to them backstage. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. So I'm gonna pass it over to my. There you go. This way. That way.
you did like this.
Yeah. About to hit the Michael Jackson. Do you remember the time? Yeah, we're going this way. Right there. Right? Yeah, exactly.
Do you remember that? On the floor, you and me. I always think about that video when people say Michael ain't black. I'm like, did y'all see the video? That's still one of the blackest videos in video history. He took us to Egypt. He took us to anyway. I'm Emmanuel Jedi, aka the Black Alex P. Keaton, aka Shupak Shakur, aka the Boss Kick Ross, aka Albert Shoehouse, aka Iron Knight Tyson, aka Deacon Discount, aka Young Cascade, aka Black Side Gang, aka the Sneakalizer, aka the Black John Wick, and the aka that matters the most, Jax Swagless in here repping for 1/3 of the Talking Kicks crew.
And of course, I guess they saving the new guy that's coming up on here for last. Back for the first time, like I'm Ludacris. Boy D Frank, I ain't got all those AKAs because I ain't that creative on the spot. But man, don't nobody care about that.
They don't care when I say it either.
Oh, I was just only speaking for myself, man. So
shout your podcast out.
Oh yeah. I mean, since he brought it up, I also on my spare time when I ain't on the road, just being tired of going everywhere, I host a podcast called One Day at a Time Podcast. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to come kick it with my boys up on here.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate you for coming through, man. You know, like I said, we got a dope topic tonight. As y'all can see, the wrestling shirt.
What?
You know what I'm saying? We talking about wrestling. We talking about now. I said wrestling. We talking about wrestling tonight.
What?
We talking about wrestling.
What?
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go from the 80s to the 90s. You know, we might come up into the 2000s.
You got me on here. We definitely coming up to the 2000s.
But let's go ahead and let's get into the sponsor right quick. I'm gonna let the sponsor, which is actually on the show, we're gonna let him go ahead and talk about his brand.
So check me out, lfthvy.com. Use your code RetroTalk to get a discount on some gear. I got some dope ass shirts. You may want to check out whether you lift or you don't lift. Good material, quality material. It ain't all that technology. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie to you. Moisture wicking and it's just nice ass shirts. And it's made from a brother who was into style and trying to be fresh in the gym, and that's it. Try and keep you moving so you ain't got big Nike emblazoned across your chest or Reebok. It's lift heavy, defy your genetics, define your greatness. That's how I'm about moving. It's not about lifting heavy weight. It's about lifting your heavy, which may be 10 pounds. It may be 2,000 pounds, but it's your heavy. Push yourself every day to get better. That's in the gym and out of the gym. And that's what I'm about. So check me out, lfthvy.com. Use your code RetroTalk and get your little discount there if you'd like to. I'd appreciate it.
Facts. Quick question right quick, Barry, while we're talking about your brand. Mm-hmm. Do you have any new pieces that you're bringing out for, like, I guess, the fall?
I've got 5 or 6 designs right now chilling. 5 or 6 chilling. I actually have the screens here. I just ain't pressed it yet for no good goddamn reason. That's pretty much it. So I need to make those and put those available on the site. But I got a couple things cooking. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Is it like any timetable that?
When I stop being lazy, is pretty much it. That's
okay then.
Yeah. I got it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, sometimes you got to get out your own way, and I've got them, and I've got different ideas of how to do it. But sometimes you just got to do it and see where it falls. And I don't like to waste steps, so I'm kind of in my way right now to try and figure out what's the best way to roll out what I want to roll out. But yeah, I got a couple things cooking.
Okay. All right, let me get to this list right quick. I just had it and then it went away. Damn it. I just had. Okay, here it is.
What's up, OG?
Here
Chris
it is.
Neely up in GTC Reels. What up, y'all?
Yeah, what's good, chat?
Hit the like button, y'all.
Yeah, show us some love.
I just had this up here. Oh, here it is. All right, so now we're gonna skip hip hop history and sneaker highlight of the week history, and we're gonna just do what the theme is for the day. We're just gonna do wrestler's birthday. I'm sorry. So for October the 11th, we got Ricochet. Y'all remember Ricochet?
Yeah, he's a newer guy.
Yeah. Okay. Rikishi, he was born today in 1965 from San Francisco. You have Taz.
He stayed down here where I'm at. Rikishi stayed down here where I'm at.
Really? Okay, then.
Yeah.
Rikishi was a really inappropriate character. Like, let's
look it back on.
Well, especially his finishing move.
Yeah, I don't. There's like, I understand you got to get a check. You got to get a check, but like, bro, look, to lose this match, he gonna put his whole ass in your face. Okay, you ready for that?
All of it.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
All
sir.
of it.
You go
And
ahead.
he
Ship
ain't
me
even
over
white.
yeah, you can go ahead. Ship me over to WCW. I'm not taking no ass to the face from no big ass.
They had to have gotten the bonus check that night.
Oh, you got a bonus.
Get it.
You got a bonus. Imagine if he didn't like you, he probably wasn't good about wiping.
That's what I just said. He probably ain't even white.
Because you know,
he was twerking on.
Hogan, you know, Hogan used to, when he had a match with somebody he didn't like, he would drink milk and let it spoil in his mustache. And then when he get in their face, he would blow it in their face. He would blow the spoiled milk in their face.
Wow.
Them niggas was dirty, man. Wrestling back in the day was some bullshit.
Yeah, they was nasty. Some bitches nasty.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the person that went up against Rikishi and he lost, and he's going back and he's having to pass all those fans? How you like that ass in your face, buddy? You know,
you gotta watch. And this, look, I think Corey Holcomb told this joke. He said you can wash your ass real good for 20 minutes in the shower. You get out the shower and take 5 steps, smell your ass. And so imagine he took a good shower, but came all the way from the back, walked all the way to the ring, wrestled, and then put his ass in your face. You getting booty residue, dog. I don't want no booty residue. Nah, pineapple.
Goddamn dingleberries and every damn thing.
No, I don't want it. I don't want it. Fuck this wrestling shit.
That damn thumb,
I know, right?
Good case of goddamn swamp ass, man.
No, let me be a manager. Let me be a manager tonight. I have
for
just
real.
No.
It ain't no better when Vince McMahon used to have a damn kiss my ass club. I guess he didn't want Rikishi to be the only
You
one
ain't lying.
Ass kiss.
Imagine seeing that script come across the table from your boss tonight. You gonna kiss my ass? Hey, fuck you! No, for real. Tonight you gonna kiss my ass?
No.
Tonight you're actually kissing my ass on live TV. I want you to know that.
Hey, if Hulk Hogan, it'd be like, that's a no for me, brother.
I ain't kissing no ass, brother.
All right, so we got the same day back in 1967. You got Taz. What was his favorite thing he used to say?
What did
y'all remember that?
I forgot his catchphrase.
So what he said, to beat me, what is he used to be? It's something like, to beat me, you got to beat a man or something like that.
No,
it's
that's
been a long time since I heard
it.
I know Ric Flair had the man, but he had something similar to that too.
Oh, okay.
I forget. Taz is still active. He's still active. He's on AEW right now.
He's a commentator, right?
But he's a commentator, ain't he?
He's a manager too.
Oh, he's a manager. Oh, okay.
He's got a little faction of dudes that he's running with. I think Brian Cage and somebody else.
All right, let me see. It was some more I've seen on here. Shout out to Eddie Guerrero. Rest in peace to him. He was born in I think October 9th. So that was a couple days ago. Shout out to him. Man, the best thing that he did that I like, when he used to come to the ring in those low riders, man.
Eddie was
live cheating still. Yeah, man.
Like he really got over the WWE and turned up. He turned the fuck up when he got over there.
We got Rikishi. He was born October the 2nd in 1966. Let's see who else. Rhino.
Gore.
Rhino was born October 7th. The Miz, October 8th. Dusty Rhodes was born October 11th too.
Dusty Rhodes.
Always remember
American Dream. Nikolai Volkov. He was born on the 14th in 1947. Hey, I'll tell you, man, we going back,
Nikolai.
The Russian Nightmares, boy.
Tag team.
Yeah.
Nikita Koloff was that dude.
He was the dude, though, for real. Oh, yeah. He was. Let's see. Stacy Keebler. She was born on the 14th of 1979. Scott Hall was born on the 20th.
Oh man, it's
Scott Hall.
How about your boy? That was one of my favorites right there. Razor Ramon.
He was
Scott
until
Hall.
he just started drinking, man.
Yeah, because he was supposed to be doing some kind of virtual event with the fans, like sometime in the last couple of days, and they had to cancel it because he was over there drunk.
Wow.
It seemed like he started relapsing again.
Yeah, I'll never forget when Nash was on. I think that was Halloween Havoc when he came out there drunk, and Nash had to just like, fuck it, we're not even doing this match.
Mm-hmm.
Nash wanted to fuck him up. Nash was like, I'm really about to smash your ass in this mother, dog. He was pissed.
Let me see if y'all remember this guy right here. Montavious
Porter. Hell yeah. MVP. He's still wrestling.
You ain't gonna let me get it out.
Nah, as soon as you said Montavious, I said, hell yeah, Montavious Porter.
Porter,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
he was born on the 28th. He was born on 1973.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's still wrestling. He's still good. He's still really good.
Is he still wrestling? Where is he
he's in WWE with Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin.
And I think, is it Cedric?
Oh, okay.
Allegedly, yeah. Cedric, yeah, you know, he ain't got the piece. The Hurt Business. But MVP he's done that. Like he did that over in TNA when they was running and they were what was their name over there? I can't remember the name in TNA, but he had a faction over there too. He's solid. He's solid. He'll be around for a minute.
Let's see. On the 29th, you had Paul Orndolf. He was born in 49.
Once Paul Orndorff started taking them roids, I was really into Paul Orndorff.
Mm-hmm.
Once he started juicing.
You remember D'Lo Brown?
Oh, yeah,
of course.
I'm gonna come in the ring.
Hey, ECW Day, gangsters.
He was born October the 22nd, 1970. And last but not least, we got Bad News Brown, born October 22nd in 1943. Bad News Brown.
They need to do a movie about Bad News Brown.
One of the few men that actually struck fear in Andre the Giant.
Yes,
because he was a legit badass. He was a legit badass, and WWE, per usual, didn't use him right and didn't give him the shine because he should have been a multiple-time champ. He was a bad motherfucker, but we didn't know that. We just got to see him come out there with the Ghetto Blaster. He was cool because WWE. I'm sure we're gonna get to this later.
Oh,
but
yeah,
they were the most racist faction out. They were the most racist wrestling network out there, and they didn't let him shine. And he was the only black dude on the roster who was worth a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like
but
WWE would only allow you to have one black dope wrestler. Everybody else was cartoons. You have one black badass at a time.
So TC Real says, let me pull it up right quick.
The Beatdown Clan. That's what it was. It was the Beatdown Clan.
The Beatdown Clan.
Beatdown Clan.
Yeah, I did the wrong one. I remember Samoan Joe when he was Samoan Joe starting was it TNA?
Yeah, well, he was already a star by the time he got to TNA. He started Ring of Honor.
But what? And that's still going on, ain't it?
Yep. Well, they don't get no TV. Yeah. They never were able to secure a solid TV deal. But Ring of Honor is still wrestling.
Yeah.
Right.
Ring of Honor.
But yeah, that was the birthdays for the month of October for the wrestlers. So we got any pickups? Let's get to pickups right quick. So you know what? I'll go first with my pickup right quick. Like I said, it ain't much. It ain't much, but let's go ahead and get into it. My damn computer been acting slow for some reason. I saw this, man, and I said, you know what? This is from my era. I need to get it. I'm not gonna open it. It's one of those things that I'm a big fan of. And I'm just going to show it right quick. It's a
Okay.
old school Transformers,
Wow.
the Blaster. Which you know what? What gets me about this right here? Okay, they came out with this. It's like a reissue. The original packaging, everything. The thing that gets me about this and the Decepticons, this is Autobots Blaster. But the thing that gets me about it is I got this from Walmart. I mean, it was $30. I got it from Walmart. They also did a Soundwave from the Decepticons. The only thing I didn't like about it is this here is way bigger, but the Soundwave is much smaller. I think Soundwave is probably about that small. And I think when I saw it at Walmart, probably was last year or early part of this year, it was $50. So if you're giving me something that small, as opposed to this, which is $20 cheaper, I mean, I don't get that logistics, you know what I'm saying, about the whole thing. I mean, the Soundwave was dope because it actually, I'm guessing because it came with a cassette, which I think it was, I want to say it was Laserbeat. But I'm going to try to get that one. But I'm actually going back and getting all these right here. So this is my pickup of the day, of the week. Something different. Something different. Like I said, what drew me was the back, because that's how they used to come back in the day. And they used to give you like a little chart back in the day to tell you, like their strengths, intelligence, and all that other good stuff. So,
The
like I said, this is just gonna be a
the
piece
best
that Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Just like Tyree said in the movie, he said the Decepticons got all the cool shit.
They wouldn't, bro. The Decepticons was not fucking around. Everything they had was ill. Even Soundwave. When you look at Blaster, it's like he looked primary, but Soundwave was black, purple, and gold. I mean, silver, and it was metal.
Yeah.
The original toy was metal. It was
right.
It was metal.
Yeah,
and
it was metal. Yeah, it was metal.
All the cassettes was metal, man. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Black. My bad.
See, I got some of the old stuff in my storage, so that one day we're gonna actually do an old school toy show. So that's gonna be in the works. So yeah, that's my pick of the week. What you got, Hop?
Well, I saw these. They were coming out, but it's a different variation. The old school was the Air Trainer 1, but they came out with the SB version, which this one is all suede right here, where the strap on the original ones is leather. And yes, it's just a little bit different. It's got the SB on the tongue, and also, I don't know if you see the inside. And this right here is rubber, but this whole shoot part right here, where it used to be leather, is suede, and quality is pretty good on here. It's a dope shoe.
You tried them on yet?
No.
Okay. I just want to see
how
the comfort level. Just want to see how the comfort level.
I've been hearing people saying they're pretty comfortable.
Right.
Yeah, and I picked up this hat from Hat Club with the side patch. That's it.
Oh man. GTC reels. I do have like I said, I got a lot of them outside. But like I said, I don't want to show any because that's one of the shows that we're gonna do. I never had the Blaster, so I can't really, compare the two. But I'm pretty sure it's subtle differences between the OGs and the real. I mean, the OGs and I guess you say the retro toy of it. But yeah, man, I like the fact that they bringing the old school packaging back, and the way they used to come and how they used to transform and stuff, because that's what I grew up on. So I figured that was a dope pickup, and that's a dope pickup also that you got. Because I actually wanted that shoe, man, and then I went to Premiere and it was like only sizes they had was like a 14 and a 15, and then like 6 through like 8, I think, something like that. So I lost out on that one, but that was a dope pickup, bro.
So it's clean.
Thanks, sir.
Oh yeah, and he showed me the suede, man. The suede is when I first saw it, and I was like, man, I don't know if I want that shoe, man. But who knows when that actual shoe build colorway is gonna come out again like that? You know what I'm saying? Because it's been 8 years since the last one retro. So
Yeah. And then to get it for retail, that was a W in itself. All these L's we've been taking.
Right.
It'd be ugly shit that would not sell at any other time is sold out on the sneakers app. And I'm like, who buying this shit? What was the shoe I looked at the other day? I think it's that new Jordan. Like, where'd it go?
You talking about that Jordan Delta or 92 Delta or something like that?
Who's buying that shit?
Bro, I do not know. But see, I was talking to shout out to Kings 23 Kicks, me and my Kicks and Boat Kicks. They got a podcast that comes on Saturday at 5. I was shouting them out, and I was in their chat, and they was talking about, you know what I'm saying, like all these releases that are coming out. I was like, man, you go in the store right now, you're not gonna see a retro. You're not gonna see a bottom barrel retro on the shelf. Everything is gonna be like a Team Jordan or you know what I'm saying, some old monkey ass Jordan that they got coming out that pretty much nobody don't want. You're not gonna see like how last year was. You had the just say like some sevens on the shelf that just sat, or those satin black ones that sat. You know, a lot of that stuff is selling out. And then these restocks they coming out with, are they really, 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 you know, selling out the first time they come around? Or they just making it seem like they sell out and then bring them back for a restock?
Well, I think I was talking to OG and he pointed that out, that I think that's just part of the inventory that they couldn't get moved before COVID hit. So it just took time. They sold what they had, and then once they could get into a spot to move them, that's why they did the restock, quote unquote, is because they literally had them in hand at that point.
Well, I mean, you look at it like, just say like one of the shoes was the Grape 5s, the alternate Grape 5s, the all purple ones. You know, when I got mine and you went back and said sold out, so all of a sudden you got another stock in for another restock, 3 months later?
That's what I'm saying. So if that shipment was held up before because of COVID, then you only got, if you made 4,000 and you only was able to move 2,000 because that's all you could get across the water before COVID restrictions happened, then you sold the 2, and then when you get a chance, you sell the other 2.
Right.
I think
it was some more people.
I was gonna say, I think sometimes I you know, it's a Beard. You know, you got a business. It's about numbers. If Nike, you know, they make a certain amount. And they're like, okay, let's hit this target right here. If we hit this target, we're gonna hold the rest of these. And when we need some good numbers, they might be in a slump. Let's sell these, break these out, get these numbers back up, and keep it moving. Because I think they do. I think they'll say sold out to keep shoes hyped up. And then they were like, well, now's the time. Let's bring them back in here again, and sell them again. So I think they hold. I think they do hold stuff back.
But that's what I was telling them last night. I said they probably do restocks just to get you excited for something. You know what I'm saying? That's probably another reason why they do restocks of the shoes that they really ain't selling out, just to get you excited for something. Like, oh yeah, I got a W. I ain't got no L. But when it comes to something that you really want, you finna take that L. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, it probably makes sense for the occasions, but not for a restock of that size. You know what I mean? Like, we got to remember too, Nike has outlet stores that are still open, and they will direct you to the website when they have a shoe in store. So I don't think it makes much sense right now because they hot. Nike's hot. All this shit is selling out. I think it's because it's selling out at this point. I think now you see people shit is selling out because bots have gone crazy. And we see stuff like the Ruhan Wayne collection that's sold out that you can now get for damn near less than retail on StockX because people took a shot, they gobbled them up, and now they can't move them hoes because nobody was checking for that shit. So now it's going for less than retail on StockX, people trying to make their coins. But I would have just taken the Blazers for retail. Now y'all done fucked up and now I got to wait 3 weeks and pay you less. If you would have just left them alone, I could have just got them for retail and had my shoe.
Right.
Yeah. Y'all trying to be greedy and flip and make money. So I get what you're saying. I definitely feel like right now, though, COVID is playing a huge part in this shit.
Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
Like I said, we that second wave of them Animal Pack 3s, my bad, Black. They sold out. They sold out, and now they're in outlets.
I seen them in outlets for like 150 or 160, something like that, 179, something like that, somewhere up in there. But I'm like, You talking about the 2.0 or 1.0?
The 1.0. I'm sorry, the 1.0.
Yeah, it was the 1.0 that I saw in the outlet.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, me personally, I'm not a fan of that shoe. It's just too wild and crazy for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My taste, I don't think I can pull that off with anything. That's just me personally, though.
Yeah, that's probably not gonna go dope with no duckhead jeans or nothing like that. So
Shit. Shit.
Put that on with your stainless silver chain and some duckheads. I don't know if that's gonna fly, Pippin.
Shit. Hey man, I find something to make it work.
That's true.
What's that, D?
I said, it sounds like you found a way to make that shit work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had to find something, man. I had to find something. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. We're gonna talk about this wrestling. Now, when I grew up, we used to have this thing down here. It was called it was a wrestling organization called Southeastern Championship Wrestling. D, I don't know if you remember this because it was based in Georgia. No, it was based in Tennessee, my bad. And it was started by Ron Fuller. You remember that?
Nah, that's probably a little bit before my time, but my older brother would probably remember it.
Okay. So have you ever heard of the Tennessee Stud?
Not offhand.
Bullet Bob Armstrong?
I've heard of Bullet Bob because he just recently
died.
I know he just recently
died. It was the Fullers and the Armstrongs that actually had that whole thing going. And like me and my mom and my aunt used to always go there for like Tuesday night, you know what I'm saying, wrestling main event. That's what they call it, Tuesday night main event. And like we used to see like Austin Idol. I don't know if you ever heard of Austin Idol. Mm-hmm. He was like the Hogan of that outfit. And like Tennessee Stud, he wore the mask. That's when mask was like popular back then. You had the Fabulous Freebirds. You had Junkyard Dog there. Ken Lucas. I don't know if you remember Ken Lucas. Man, you had a lot of those old school. You had Jimmy Golden. Man, you had, like I said, the Fabulous Freebirds, and before they moved on to World Class Championship Wrestling. I don't know if y'all remember that one too. Yeah.
I don't remember the name, but I remember watching the different ones. Yeah. I can't remember the name.
Had the Von Erichs there, like, one of the Von Erichs actually made it, you know what I'm saying, to I want to say it was WWF. I want to say he made it to WCW too. Kerry Von Erich. Yeah. The Texas Tornado.
Yep.
Kevin made it too, but Kerry was the star. Kerry
was the star.
He was the good looking guy.
Yeah, but see, didn't Kevin commit suicide?
Everybody else but Kevin.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Yeah, Kevin is the only one that I think he's still alive, but everybody else either committed suicide or was in some tragic accident.
Damn.
Wow.
Because I think one of the brothers had died from when he was in Japan.
I think that was David.
Yeah, Dave. Yeah,
I remember David.
Died from either something drug related or oversized heart or something like that. Man, there's so many of them brothers. I can't remember all their names, but yeah, that family was plagued.
Yeah.
And once they found out, like, the Von Erichs wasn't that all American, like that good, clean cut Christian family that they tried to put out to be, they was trying to hide that they was involved in drug use and, stuff like that. Because they had
cocaine, a hell of a drug.
Well, yeah,
that's exactly what it was.
It was a documentary Vice put out. I think it was last season, Dark Side of the Ring, when they did a documentary about that whole family. Man, it's they went through some fucked up shit.
Yeah,
I didn't see that one, but it was like a couple of episodes I actually saw of that show. Man, that show like digs deep into the dark side of wrestling. Period, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I know like I grew up on, like I said, Southeastern Championship Wrestling, and then I moved from that to World Class Championship Wrestling. That's when I found out about Ric Flair, and their belt was so big because I'm used to the small compact belts, championship belts from the federation down here to that big ass belt that Ric Flair used to have from the. This is when they went from NWA to WCW. Oh shit!
See,
that's the belt. That's the belt.
Right here.
Man, look here. Now, one thing y'all ain't finna do is come on here and disrespect her with all this gold. Now, that's one thing you ain't finna do. Hey, Hop, go ahead and pull yours out, man.
Man, I don't even mind. Mine look like a aluminum can compared to.
Hey, but tell me,
it's a toy belt. Man. It's a toy belt. I want it in a sneaker battle. It's a toy belt.
Damn, man,
it's a toy champion. It probably won't even fit around my neck. I said I'm gonna buy me one. I said I'm gonna get me one custom made. That's what I said. I'm gonna get me one custom.
You know what? I was looking at that too, man. You can get one custom made for about around $50, bro. I'm going to send you the link that I was looking at.
Yeah, the one I seen was around like $150.
It's not like the one you get at Walmart. It's the actual belt that you can put around your waist. You know what I'm saying? It might be still like that plastic, but still. Yeah, I seen you that I found. But yeah, it's crazy.
So the NWA. I don't mean to interrupt you, Black, but the NWA. You said that turned into what? You said WCW.
It turned into a world-class championship wrestling.
And then
because I remember NWA. I remember NWA because they had Magnum TA. I think that's where Nikita Koloff, he was in there also. What was his brother's name? They had a tag team. I can't remember that tag team. Didn't they have a tag team?
It's
the Russian Nightmare.
Nikolai Volkov. And Ivan.
Oh, Ivan, yeah.
Ivan,
it wasn't Ivan Putski.
No. Ivan Koloff.
Yeah, Nikita and Ivan.
Yeah, right. Nikita and Ivan Koloff. That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
They also
Tony Atlas.
Yeah, because they had Tony Atlas. You know, he was the big black dude that they said had the world on his shoulders and all this and that. But go ahead and finish what you were saying. I know you're talking about
that's where I got my first glimpse of because I want to say Ric Flair was on there, the Four Horsemen. They was on the NWA, and I remember them always jumping on people. They used to always mess with Magnum TA all the time.
I seen ESPN had the 30 for 30 on Ric Flair, and that's where he pretty much got his big break from was NWA.
Yeah, and, I mean, is the reason that shit ended up in TV. There's a reason why all of us knew that is because if I remember right, NWA or WCCW was the first one that was televised across the territories. And so that's when we all started seeing. So that's why you started seeing these cats from different territories on TV, is because they were able to come on there and get exposure. And then they go back and rep their territory. But that's why you saw so many different faces. You would see some people come in and you see them once and they were never coming back. You see them one time, but that one bit of TV exposure was enough to prop that territory up. And Ric Flair was that dude who they was like, bruh, ultimately we gonna rock with Rick. Rick is gonna move this shit to the next level. And he did.
He did that. Yeah, he did. He did that. He did that. And then once, like I said, that one, that was Jim Cornette too, wasn't it?
Yep.
And then he switched it from that to WCCW, right?
Yeah, I don't remember how the actual switching went, like who did what. I want to say that's Vince McMahon daddy did all that bullshit. But once they switched it over, they kind of phased out the NWA title and all you saw was the big gold. And then maybe in 2000, correct me on this, D. Frank, I want to say somewhere around 2010, the NWA kind of got reenacted. They started using that belt is actually running today. They still use that belt. There is an NWA running now. I want to say it was around 2010. They got it back up.
Yeah, because NWA, they brought it back. It's I think they mainly stream on YouTube because I've seen a little glimpses of it here and there. They actually brought back the 8 pounds of gold that the NWA
with the globe on it.
Right.
Okay. I'm thinking about the one you got, Beard.
No, so they transitioned the name over. This was the WCCW.
Okay.
Yeah, it said the world class World Class Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Like it was a goddamn book at the top of it. And then they just kind of retired. They just kind of retired the NWA belt. But then once that faction came back up, they use that belt now.
Okay, go ahead, D. Frank. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, you're fine. And then I was just gonna say, like with NWA now, I know before pre-COVID they was doing like the studio show. They was trying to give like the feel of the old territory days with the show that they do on YouTube now. They even had Jim Cornette and a couple of I know he was a commentator, but they fired him because of you could say a racist comment. But yeah.
So you saying that they brought it back and it's on YouTube now?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if it's still going now, but like earlier this year, it was still up and they were still up and at it because even The Rock was on Twitter giving it praises about like how much it felt like old school wrestling, like from the territory NWA days.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at that, man, because I never knew that.
NWA Power, I want to say is the name of the show.
NWA Power.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, I remember them. I remember them old NWA shows, man. It was like the crowd was right there by the ring, and you had that little bitty right beside the rings where they interview you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was crazy back in the day, man. I used to love it. Yeah, they had right. Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express. I remember all that stuff, man.
Yeah, I remember them. And I guess you just say, you fast forward to when WWE came about. When I started noticing them is when they got Hogan, because I think Vince McMahon Sr. gave it to his son, Vince McMahon Jr., because he was a commentator for the longest. You know what I'm saying on there. And I remember it was him, Gorilla Monsoon, and then it was who the other dude was?
Jesse Ventura, probably.
But see, he was later though, because he was still wrestling. Yeah, he was still wrestling then. It was another dude.
And Vince's daddy didn't give it to his son.
Well, I ain't saying like that,
Yeah, he kind of snaked it from him. He pressured him into the shit. He bought it from him.
And then
so that just shows you how he is a shrewd businessman.
And then with that too, like adding to that, he sold it to his son on good faith that he wasn't gonna try to go national and put the other territories out of business. And you see what happened with that,
which was still the smartest move.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just treat him like you just treat WWE like Walmart. You know how Walmart go in these small towns and they put these mom and pop stores out of business? That's pretty much the same thing.
That's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did.
As far as like wrestling, what I'm gonna pass this around. I'm gonna start with D. Frank. What actually got you into wrestling?
What got me into wrestling? Like my first memories, I probably was about 2, 3. I just remember like watching back then the old WWF, like with my dad, my older brother, my younger brother. Especially once we finally got the big ass satellite with when we first got the big ass satellite and shit. I remember watching like Monday Night Raw with my dad, like right when it first was coming out, and then watching some of the just watching some of those pay-per-views and stuff, and that was my first introduction to it. So yeah, and then later, as the Jim Crockett Promotions was bought out by to become WCW. A little bit later on, that's when I got introduced to WCW. But I started out with the old WWF, like when Hogan was getting ready to get phased out, and it was probably after Warrior got fired and all that stuff. So like some of the first people I remember seeing on there was probably like the Undertaker when he did the first the Western Mortician gimmick, Yokozuna, which I thought was a big ass woman when I was a little kid because he had the real long hair. Boy, Razor Ramon was my first favorite wrestler, but like those are my first memories of wrestling, just watching with my dad and my brother.
What about you, Hot?
I think I was long time ago back in the day. I was at one of my friends' house, and I think they had it on, And I think that was my first time watching. I was like, man, what is this? And then we just started. I just saw them just going at it in the ring. You know what I mean? And back in the day, you would look at that and say, man, dang, man, they whooping each other's tail. And it looked real back then. To us as kids, well, I know to me as a kid, I was like, man. And then, it's like how they say a child finds out that Santa Claus ain't real when they finally came out and said wrestling ain't real. It's like it crushed your hopes and dreams. But I would have to say that's where I got started watching it. One of my friends' house, and then next thing you know, we're trying to do wrestling moves, figure 4 leg locks, and you got the cardboard out there, you DDTing each other, and you didn't know what you was doing. But I'll never forget. I'm gonna say this real quick. I had put the sleeper hold on my cousin, and I'm telling you, I just applied pressure for a quick second, and that joker fell out, bro. I thought I had killed him, man. This is no lie. This is no lie. I'm not playing. I don't know how I did it, but it was like a quick apply. It wasn't like I had him sitting there, he was sitting there. It was just like I just squeezed it for a second. And I don't know if his wind got cut out. That joker just dropped. And I was like, oh, man. I was trying to wake him up. I'm nervous and scared. I didn't know what I did to him, man.
Man, you would have put you in $1 million dream.
Man, I was nervous, man, for real.
He did a Debo. Oh,
man, he got me. But
what you say, Beard?
Yeah,
I'm from St. Louis, so St. Louis was a major wrestling territory, and I don't remember a time where wrestling wasn't available on TV. Like wrestling at the Chase, something at the Kiel. I forget, Kiel Auditorium always had wrestling. So literally 3 or 4 times a week, even before big TV deals, wrestling was on TV. And for us, Saturday night, it was usually, if I remember this right, I want to say it was Saturday Night Live, Three Stooges, and then wrestling, or Saturday Night Live, wrestling, and then Three Stooges. And that was the run. So Saturday TV started at goddamn 8 o'clock, and you was just up. So wrestling was always on TV. And then growing up, I used to make, I had a lot of hustles in school, right? As a boy who went to a private school, I was usually in a classroom that was maybe 20 to 25 kids max in each class. I was usually one of 2 black boys in the class. So I was automatically the cool dude. And we had like the 4 horsemen. We did the 4 horsemen. I used to take construction paper and make wrestling belts. So at recess, you would get together in these goddamn rocks and would wrestle. I was Ric Flair. That's the first time I ever suplexed somebody. Mike Poe got his ass whooped by me 2 times and made him cry. One time, I suplexed him, and we had what they called Jacob's Ladder. It was a big jungle gym setup, and it had like a bridge on it. And I suplexed him off of the bridge into the rocks.
Oh, goodness.
Mike cried for the rest of the night. And that shit hurt me too. I was like, why do they do this? This shit hurts. But I suplexed him. And then later on, we had another match for my belt, and I put him in the figure 4. I didn't know what I was doing, but I locked that joker in, and Mike screamed like a banshee. Teacher came all the way from the other side of the goddamn lot, and I let it go. He was like, Mike, chill. You're going to get us fucked up because we got belts. We done came in. I done made all these belts. I made the world belt. We had a tag team belt, and we had a U.S. title. I done made all this shit, and you had your belts, and when the day was done, you give me the belt back. I showed up for school the next day. I passed the belts back out, and you had your belt for recess. Man, I put the figure 4 on him, and the belt was still out, and it took my goddamn belts. I'm like, Mike, goddamn. Mike was fucked up. Mike, I'm sorry, dog. I fucked Mike up with that figure 4, though. I fucked him up. We used to flat out wrestle at recess. Flat out wrestle.
Hey, Pop
right.
said
Pop said we had belts too.
That's what we used to do.
He had cardboard. He had the good ones. This was just construction paper, so mine wasn't even legit. But they was dope to me.
We had aluminum foil belts back in the day. Because I remember, man, we back in middle school, this was we was in middle school. They had the boys' locker room down up underneath the gym. So, they would go down there and pull out the mats and have a quick match real quick before the coach come in there. and somebody had made a belt out of aluminum foil. I know their mama was mad, probably because I know it took almost all that roll of aluminum foil to make that belt. It was no cardboard; it was just straight aluminum foil. But I remember
she went home to damn bake that chicken. Got there, somebody got their hair.
And that's why I didn't make any with aluminum foil.
Yeah, but yeah, man, we got in trouble down there because the kid got hurt, man. I want to say he hit a. They had like like a fence cage down there, and he hit up against the cage and busted his eye, man. They shut it. They shut it down. They shut the operation down.
It's always that one kid that get hurt. It's always that one that mess it up for everybody.
But I give it to Mike. Mike never said shit. Mike just got fucked up, and they would ask him what happened. He red as hell in the face. Mike had blonde hair, true blonde hair. His face would be beat red. He crying. What happened? He wouldn't say shit. But that motherfucker Bill, when I hit Bill with that Magnum T, I was always the big kid too. I've always been a big dude. When I hit Bill with that belly to belly, oh, he cried like and told. Bill cried and told. Shut the promotion down. That was it. Mike got fucked up and we lost the belts. I had to make some more belts. And then when I hit Bill with that belly to belly, that was it. Bill cried and told.
Suplex on him.
Fucked him up. Fucked it. Because we, like you said, we thought it was real. So imagine a big dude, I'm the biggest dude in school hitting you, and I done hit you with them forearms to the back, and the motherfucker sounding out boom, boom, boom. Bill was getting fucked up. It was getting fucked up, and he ran up to me and got that belly to belly. That was it. He was like, "I'm not doing this shit before. I
can just imagine you grabbing somebody, hitting that belly to belly, and you might fall on them. It's a wrap. It's a wrap."
And I was Ric Flair. So I didn't have to do. I was Ric Flair, so I didn't have to do shit. They would throw him to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like, here, go to Ric Flair. It was a wrap.
Right, Pop knocked the wind out of his ass, Pop.
That's what I said. That belly to belly, and you land on them. They sit there.
Yeah. Hey, damn bumping and taking work punches and learning how to damn bump and fall.
That was it.
Look. This what we did. Like I stayed in the projects. This was like my 7th grade year. We stayed in the bricks. So like after school, you know how you have like the trash pile right next to the big dumpster for the whole complex. So we saw 2 mattresses out there. So we grabbed those 2 mattresses. Look, you remember how back in the day they used to have those the side by side rings, and everybody was like going from one ring to another ring wrestling. So we did that with the mattresses. So I'm talking about it was called Roger Williams Wrestling Federation. That's the name of the damn federation we had. look, we 7th grade, man, we were doing this shit, bro. Look, like we did this. We was like, you make the belts, you get the ring together, you get the promotion. We had everybody doing like certain jobs and shit. So I was in control of making the belts. So the thing was, we had the cardboard. We got this big ass cardboard box, and like Beard said, we did like the world belt. We had like 2, a tag team belt, and we had the Intercontinental. We ain't had the USA. We had the Intercontinental. Right. So next thing you know, we used like the Mardi Gras, the balloons, like those coins that they be throwing. I used those for like, you know what I'm saying, to go around the belt, and I had my little. Oh,
y'all got fancy. You got fancy.
Hey, you got fancy with the aluminum foil though.
No, man, that thing was
like glistening.
No, you had the jewels on it. You had the jewels on yours,
bruh. Look, we set up on the side of the complex, right? We set up on the side of the complex, so we put both of the mattresses together. So next thing you know, I was always a single wrestler, and my wrestler back in the day was Ric Flair, right?
Right.
So you had like a dude going up against me, and then this was way before like they started doing like, you know how they do like that 24-hour rule where you got 24 hours to defend your belt or whatever. Man, I went in and I'm talking about me and this dude was like wrestling. We'll go from mattress to mattress. That sounds funny though, but we go from mattress to mattress. Next thing I know, hey, now ain't no pause in 2020. Ain't no pause in 2020.
Pause, cheers.
Look though, bro, we go from like, I'm gonna say ring to ring. That sounds a little better then.
Yeah,
ring to ring, bro. And like I messed around and I DDT'd this dude. And next thing you know, when he flipped over, he had like a cut right here on his damn forehead. He was bleeding. I'm like, man, good. That's good right there. You got that ketchup pack. That's good. I messed around and pinned his ass, got my belt, and I went in the house. Next thing I know, is Chris here? Who want to know? This was his mama. He hurt my baby. I ain't hurt him. That was a ketchup pack. I thought it was a ketchup pack. He was bleeding for real.
You opened them up.
I opened up the whole. Hey, you know, back in the day, wrestling, we thought wrestling was real when we saw that blood like that. So I'm like, that's a ketchup. He ain't bleeding for real. I ain't doing nothing. We on the mattress.
This is what you did to that dude. This is what you did to that dude right there. That's what you did to that dude right there.
What did to that dude?
That's what you did to him right there.
I DDT the shit out of his ass.
Damn,
man, that was like some hey, bro.
I think that's probably what most of us found out that this shit is got to be something to it. When you started doing the moves, it was like, okay, we got something different. Because I remember from when we were doing it out, they don't shut the promotion down. We got a new influx of kids. This was probably when I was 5th, 4th grade, and then by the time we got to about 6th grade, it started back up. But instead of being outside, because that was where the little kids went, the upperclassmen 6 on up to 8, we used to wrestle in the bathroom.
Damn,
so people go, nigga, let me tell you something. Until you hear somebody get pile drived on the floor in the bathroom, you ain't heard shit. That motherfucker, who was that? I think that was Cortez. I remember the names because this shit was serious. I think it was Cortez, pile drive, Doug. And so we in there wrestling. It's not a whole bunch of us, right? But we got some more black people now. So we can do it now. We up in here, Craig. Anyway, I'm telling you names like y'all know the people. But Cortez and Doug was wrestling. And there was some legit animosity towards Doug because Doug was hella cool. Doug is an underclassman and he's been liked by all the upper class girls and boys. Nah, we got to fuck Doug up. So they wrestling. And Doug's my best friend. Craig had me hemmed up. Craig was one of them people that was in 8th grade, but he looked like he should have been in 12th grade. Craig had me hemmed up, and I knew it was on there. And I was like, Doug, don't do this shit. Cortez got him. And Doug just laid there. Time to go. Time to go. Everybody. I was like, oh, they done killed my friend, Lord Jesus.
Damn.
Unfortunately, everybody, you see all the dudes because the teachers figured it out. They're like, okay, we don't see none of the boys out here for recess. Where the fuck is everybody at? And of course, you see this goddamn drove of 13 dudes come out the back. What's going on in there? Doug is in that motherfucker laid out. So then it was shut down. It was
damn.
At that point, you get detention if you get caught. Cortez got fucked up, and it was. I think Cortez might have got suspended. I think he got suspended after that. Doug was fine, but he got hit on that floor, and that motherfucker. And it's a 2nd floor bathroom, so you heard that shit. Boom! It was like,
oh yeah,
probably hurt.
Oh.
Had the echo
down below you. I was like, what the fuck going on up there?
Yeah, what was that? He laid my boy out, but Cortez laid Doug the fuck out. And that's when he got shut down. But why were we wrestling in the bathroom inside? That's just stupid.
Y'all asses went
exactly. Anywhere.
W real quick.
Yeah, like it was stupid. But the upperclassmen was in on
get it in.
We got 8th graders in on it now. It's like, oh, y'all used to wrestle? Well, shit, we can wrestle too. Oh, well, let's get it. No, that wasn't a good move.
Yeah, exactly.
Doug got
I ain't mean to cut y'all. My bad.
You good? Go ahead, D.
No, go ahead, man.
Only thing I was gonna say was I was gonna share my story. Y'all had y'all backyard wrestling and shit when y'all were younger, man. So when I deployed back in 2012 in the summer, because that's when I had bought my Smoking Skull belt when I was over there for my birthday. So me and a couple of my buddies over there, because we was in the fire department, man. We had pulled out some mats one day and we did some backyard wrestling over there. That shit was funny as fuck, man. Shout out to my boy Neville Lustig about that, because we had got my cameras and like recorded this shit like it was like an actual promotion. We called hey, we did the shit on Saturday nights, and I still got that video on my YouTube channel somewhere, man. I might have to get up. It is, man, it was just like car crash TV just for like all the crazy shit that we was doing, man. It was funny as fuck, man. If we got
y'all
time,
slamming people through tables.
no, we
Man.
didn't get that. We didn't get that advanced yet, because man, we was
Jump off the ladder.
no, we ain't get
Anybody?
doing all that shit. But man, we had laid out the
Looking for blood.
hey, I mean, you know, with the military,
Shit, they older. You know what I'm saying?
we couldn't get that crazy, but man, y'all would just have to see this shit just so y'all can get a visual of this shit. I might have to pull that video up just so y'all can just see it firsthand and just get y'all reaction like live, because that's just how wild that shit was. I might have to do that.
I would love to see that, especially, you know, some older fellas trying to wrestle. You know, it's different when you when you kids, you don't know no limit.
Hey, now
And
we
your
know
body can take it too, though.
Yeah,
Right.
but I was like 24 at the time, so I think I could still take it. But man, let me see if I can find that shit real quick. But yeah, we can keep.
I ain't gonna lie. I can't take it. I ain't even gonna
Man,
lie.
but some of those wrestling moves, you'd be like, I don't know why people don't use them in fights. Like, I've never seen a fight where somebody gets slammed and they won the fight. You get slammed, so slam a nigga. If you're a grown man watching this show or you in the show, D. Frank, you might be borderline. I'm about to say this. Now, it's not personal. If you're a grown ass man and you weigh less than 200 pounds, get your weight up. Get your weight up.
Hey,
under 200 is flammable. Under 200 pounds is flammable.
You might be on something, but at the same time, man, since you a little bit into modern wrestling, you see your boy Cesaro now. He might not look like he the biggest, but that son gun strong now. So,
but Cesaro is like 220. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be, if you're a grown man, you gotta be above 200. Be above 200, because you get slammed in the fight, you're going to lose. They pick you up and it's a wrap. Clothesline.
So what's Rey Mysterio then?
that might be true, but hey, those smaller guys got speed, and some of us might be just as strong as them now. So don't count.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that, right? If you got your technique, you good. But in a regular street fight, I'm talking about regular street fight. I'm talking about if you take wrestling moves. I don't know why people ain't clotheslining motherfuckers. I don't know why people ain't DDTing motherfuckers. You see that shit happen, it's a wrap. I saw the dude. It was a video in the club, and this dude was talking shit. He barking, talking to a bigger dude. I've never seen a real choke slam until that moment. It was legit. He choke slammed dude, and he was out. Boom.
He was out. That was it.
He had the chicken wing.
Damn.
You know how you get still.
That's it. Right there. Shit. Them wrestling moves.
That shock value right there.
Get your weight up, man. The wrestling moves look. Hey, some of that shit works. Don't be out here trying to put the iron claw.
I will say, if they can grab you, if you can stay away from that grab, you might be good.
which is the flip side, right? Like wrestling this shit was cool, but now everybody's taking MMA classes. I'm seeing freshmen doing sprawls and shit. I'm like, what are y'all doing? And these kids is different. Y'all got weak jaws. Yeah. You got to get to the job. These little motherfuckers know choke moves and shit. Like, what's going on with these kids?
Man, I saw one of them videos. I saw one of them videos, man, where this dude had got to fighting and he didn't know. He knew that martial arts like that, man. And he grabbed old boy and put him in the arm bar and he snapped it real quick. Yeah, it was a wrap.
It don't take much.
It was a wrap.
Man.
Don't take much.
And it was so fast. Old boy didn't know what hit him. He didn't know what hit him. Next thing you know, he on the ground like this with his arm like
hey, damn. But yeah, man, I think I found that damn video I was telling y'all about from when I was we was over there just wrestling.
Do we really want to share this? Do we really want to share this?
Hey, I mean, I ain't got no shame. I ain't got no shame, so I don't be caring. But shit. I might just hold off. I might just hold off. I just probably send that shit to y'all and just let y'all laugh at it. But I don't know. The chat kind of probably deserves it.
I'm looking at the chat.
How long is it?
Oh, about like 9 minutes. Yeah, like 9 minutes.
Damn. Who got the ass whooped?
That was me. I took the L.
Damn. Damn.
We ain't gonna put you out there like that. You gonna put that on your Instagram stories or something, man. We ain't gonna have you up and get your ass whooped.
Oh yeah. Hey,
because then I gotta challenge you. Then I gotta challenge you for your title at that point. You're getting your ass whooped. I gotta challenge you for your belt at that point.
Beard trying to be the unified champion at this thing.
I'm saying I'm trying to get
Beard trying to be the unified at this thing.
Ain't a man.
Man.
Yeah,
but yeah, since we came up with this subject, and it was just coincidence that my mom called me the other day. My son, he's out of town where she's at, and my mom called me the other day. They was going through some stuff, and we had already talked about this subject, Black. And my mom was like, "I found like some old wrestling magazines." I said, "Really?" So I grabbed a few of those. If y'all want to check them out real quick.
Say no more.
Oh,
rest in peace.
Oh,
R.I.P. to both of them.
Yeah,
who was that in the middle?
Paul Ellering.
Okay, they manage. That's right.
Yeah, you're right there. It said Road Warriors win $1 million. I guess they was in a tournament. But yeah, that's the back cover. I got this one right here.
The Nature Boy.
Now, is that the world belt that you were talking about?
Yeah, it's been the same. The only thing that changed was the name and the backstrap.
Okay.
Because it used to
on
be
the back, it's got Hawk holding up Flair. Hawk versus Ric Flair.
He had died first, didn't he?
Yeah, Hawk died in 2003.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
And those were legit. He was like a legit ass athlete.
Right.
You think about how big he was.
Yeah.
He still had one of the prettiest drop kicks.
Yeah, I think.
But a lot of those. I don't mean to cut you off. A lot of those big guys from back in the day used to play football, and they didn't make it in football. So guess what? The wrestling was the next big thing.
Yeah. Is that Lex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn, Lex.
And I think that's Nikita Koloff.
Yep, because they had a crazy feud.
Then
props to Nikita for that too, because Lex was not even that good of a wrestler.
Nah, he wasn't. He just.
That's your boy right there.
I think it was his look, though.
Yeah, it was absolutely the look.
Yeah, it was his look. Yeah. What? Okay, hold on for a minute. Wasn't he Mr. Olympia?
Who?
Lex Luthor.
I don't remember if he was.
I don't remember him being a legit bodybuilder.
No. I'm talking about the wrestler that had a mask on. He was Mr. Olympia.
Oh, was he the Olympia or the?
Or the Patriot?
He was the masked wrestler. I think it was Was it the Patriot?
It was either one of those. I want to say it was Mr. Olympia.
I remember the Patriot when he came to the WWF like '97 when he was feuding with Bret Hart. It was Dale Wilkes. That's the only that's the first person that come to my mind. I don't know if we're talking about the same guy or not.
Who that is?
Ain't that
that's Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Greg the Hammer Valentine and Roddy Piper.
Okay.
Dog collar match.
Yeah. Let me see.
Greg the Valentine was a dirty mother. He was a dirty motherfucker too.
Yeah.
You remember this one had like all the, let me see, like the official ratings. I don't know if y'all remember that, like WWF Universal said most hated King on Bundy. Look at that, most hated, most popular. Yeah, these magazines.
I think that those rankings are the things that's missing the most from wrestling. Like the rankings and that kind of shit. Like when you actually, because TNA did that for a while where they had a top 10 list and to get a title, you had to go through the top 10. And that shit was beautiful. AEW was doing that for a minute. Like that, making it sports, that's when it's the shit. Who you got there? Steel cage match.
That's Hogan and King.
Hogan and King Kong.
That had to be WrestleMania.
That's a real steel cage match right there.
Blue steel cage, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a picture, color picture.
Mm-hmm.
Man, as a kid, I always would look. Hey, I always wanted to have a steel cage match with somebody as a kid.
Man, who you telling? Yeah, but that's some of the stuff that I found. Let me see. This is when Hogan and Macho Man teamed up. Look at that. That's back in 88.
Remember that.
88.
Then he turned on Hogan.
I know y'all remember him.
Oh,
Brutus the Barber.
Brutus,
but I didn't.
Brutus the Barber.
I didn't understand his gimmick though. I mean, I understand the barber and all that. I just didn't understand his whole gimmick back then. Like, what made him so popular?
Being Hogan's buddy, being Hogan's best friend in real life.
Oh yeah, y'all remember this when you could order each person's shirt?
Oh man,
yeah. But Brutus is the reason. One of the reasons that I was a WCW guy is because WWF was always more cartoonish.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a WCW dude. Like I would catch WWE or WWF on commercial breaks, but it was WCW. Now in retrospect, on the WWE network, you go back and watch some of the WCW stuff, and you're like, bro, this shit is unwatchable. This is they had a lot of talent, but they had a lot of bodies over in WCW. It was like, bro, some of these guys are terrible. This shit is awful.
Yeah,
that's all you got.
Oh, yeah, for the most part. I'm good, bro.
Okay.
I think that's as a kid, that's probably why I gravitated a little bit more towards WWF because I was like young at that time, and some of the guys being characters is probably why I was more of a WWF guy until like the NWO came over to WCW.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think Brutus's thing was people wanted to see him cut people's hair. You know what I'm saying? If you lost, you getting your hair cut somehow, some way.
But I remember matches back like they used to have loser leave town matches, stuff like that. Man, they don't do that. They don't do stuff like that no more, man. I mean, I know times change and all that, but
right,
that to me, that's like for me, that's like the core of wrestling when they actually had a look. If you lose this, you got to go. Lose leave town, or like you said, you lose this match, you get your hair cut, something like that. You know what I'm saying? They just don't do it. Everything is politics now, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, I mean, you got contracts, right? You can't really have people leaving because WWE tried that for a little bit, and what they would do is they would use that to change your gimmick.
Yeah,
you leave and then you come back as a different guy. But nowadays, it builds up so quick with social media, you almost can't even do that. TNA was still doing that. They were doing probably again. TNA was one of those things that was when it peaked out. Nobody really knew about it, but some of the stuff they was doing was amazing. So when they did the Four Corners match, where it was a title contract, it was somebody got fired, and then it was 2 other championship contender matches, something like that. Like it was 3 title contracts and 1 got fired. I was like, that's fucking amazing. Like that idea, that premise is dope. That's some shit that people should have took. And their ass got fired. He was like, bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch.
And then you know why back in the old days, why why a lot of them did that that loser leaves town stipulation in the territory days, mainly because just to get one guy out of one territory to take him to another, expose him so he won't be overexposed in the territory he was previously in and stuff. Which is thinking about it now, that's a genius idea for them times.
Yeah, it was. And probably the contracts, like Beard said, was not like it is now, where you locked in for a certain time. They probably didn't have contracts like that. Like I said, just territorial. So, hey, man, just come on in. You're on the card tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Make you a few $100. That's basically what it was back in the day.
Mm-hmm. And then
I'm looking at
a lot of that stuff was
the closest thing to having
deals back then, too. That's just me speculating, but I wouldn't have been surprised they did a lot of handshake deal type stuff with that.
Right.
They did.
Like I think the last thing that I seen WWE do as far as stipulations like that was what was it? Like that Iron Man match, I Quit match.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. But as far as what we talking about, I mean, we probably won't see that no more with I guess you'll say a bigger brand. You know, a lesser brand might be able to do that, but not a bigger brand. But let's see what he said. Yeah. So let's get into. Y'all want to do top 10? Or y'all ready for y'all top 10?
You want to go through that list first?
Yeah, let's go through the list then. What we got? Let's see.
We're not gonna do the whole list, are we? Yeah.
We can think you can skim through the list or something like that, or how y'all, it don't matter.
We guess on your show, however y'all want to run it.
Yeah, we're gonna just kind of skim through it because we are looking at the time.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah, we're just gonna skim through it real quick. So this article from Collider, 30 greatest pro wrestlers of all time ranked, and it was just updated, as you can see, on July 21st, 2020. And that is not number 30 right there. So number 30 is the Ultimate Warrior.
Overrated. I always thought it was overrated. I was never. He was fun to look at, but that nigga was highly overrated.
Okay.
He'll blow up as soon as he get in the ring, he'll blow up. Sloppy.
Gotcha.
But I will give him his props though. He was probably one of the smartest wrestlers because he changed his motherfucking name and Vince couldn't own it. That shit was brilliant. He beat
I didn't know about that. What
got to it. He legally changed the name to the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, okay. So like we got government names. That's his government name, the Ultimate Warrior.
Government
yep.
Name.
Oh wow.
Because when he came to WCW, he was just a warrior, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
I believe so.
Once
he got his name.
I was gonna say, let me ask you this. I heard a rumor that there's like a couple of Ultimate Warriors. Didn't they say one of them died in the ring or something like that?
That was just a rumor.
Okay, that's what I was. Just checking.
Yeah, around that time when he came back around WrestleMania 8, when he lost a lot of muscle mass, it was because of the steroid, trial that Vince had going on, and people don't notice that he lost muscle mass. They thought it was a different Ultimate Warrior because he came back smaller.
Gotcha. Okay, 29, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Amazing wrestler.
Yeah, technician at his finest.
If he was going for pure talent alone, he should be up higher.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
I
used to like him and Jake the Snake.
Yeah.
Him and Jake the Snake rivalry. But do y'all think he should be top 10 or a little bit higher?
No, he wouldn't be top 10.
Top 15.
But he wouldn't be top 10.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. 28, $1 million man.
Ted was dope. Yeah. Ted DiBiase was dope. I really like Ted. I think 28 is a little low.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be up
because I give, for me, wrestling is like it's a play, right? So I give a lot more credence to how you can entertain the people, and the ring stuff is the bonus. And he was able to come in there and just say, "Fuck y'all belt, I got my own belt."
That was dope. That was dope.
He came in with his own referee, his own belt. He got an entourage. I was like, that's just amazing.
And the fact that they actually used that as one of their own belts for a little bit too. They started using it as $1 million belt match.
Yeah, it got sanctioned. That character, that thinking outside the box is amazing.
Yeah.
So I think I definitely think higher.
He used to mess with people real bad. I remember he would call people out the crowd, try to let them win money. I remember one time he had the kid. He was like, "If you could dribble this basketball 10 times, I'll give you $100." And I think the kid got to like 8 or 9, and he kicked the ball.
He kicked the ball. He is literally one of the best characters that's been in wrestling. Now his character is a top 5 character of all time. And $1 million man is a top 5 character.
And then one fun fact, since you mentioned about he'll bring the kid out the crowd and do it. One of the kids he did that to one time ended up becoming RVD, Rob Van Dam.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
I never knew that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Learn something new every day.
Facts. Number 27 is Kenny Omega. Now I have no clue who this guy is, so y'all gonna have to school me on him.
So Kenny Omega did a lot of work. Actually, all of his work up until now was over in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's a fucking technician. He is a fucking technician. He is a great wrestler, but he got over in AEW now, and he's what, 34 probably. So we're not seeing the best of him. But Kenny's a badass dude. Kenny's bad.
He was a big deal once his deal with New Japan ended when AEW was signing up because the WWE was trying to snatch him.
Yeah.
So you think he's deserving of number 27? You think he's deserving to be in the 30, top 30?
I think as a fan, you would like him to be, but it's hard to rate. When you just start rating, when you're only rating New Japan Pro Wrestling, it's kind of hard because theirs is really theatrical. So I don't know. I get the name recognition and what he did for New Japan Pro Wrestling and shit was cool, but I don't know if I put him any higher than this.
And then I feel like, he still got time. So, he still got time to make his case to, to get even better, to get higher on the list.
He's 36. He's not getting any higher. He's 36. It's a wrap. It's a wrap, bro. He's 36.
You're done, son.
He's 36 and his style of wrestling is a wrap. In my opinion, of course.
Of course. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, 26 is Edge. From
probably Edge and Christian.
Yes.
Edge is probably one of my top 5 to top 10 bad guys of all time.
Yes.
Heel Edge was fucking amazing.
The ultimate
he played a good
goddamn scumbag, man. He used to give Batista and Undertaker a head smackdown.
You call him a scumbag.
Imagine wanting to win so bad you marry your boss.
You ain't lying.
Vicky Guerrero, dog. I was like, this nigga has no limits.
Wow.
They didn't call him opportunities for nothing.
For real.
Man, he was so. Hey, one example. I can't remember what year Elimination Chamber it was, man. He had lost it. He came in, I think, as I can't remember. He came in as WWE champion or World Heavyweight champion. He came in as one champion off of one brand. He lost that match. Then he took out Kofi Kingston in the other Elimination Chamber match and won the other damn title. He came in as world champion at the beginning of the night and left as the WWE champion. That tell you everything you need to know about that asshole.
The rated R superstar.
Damn.
The rated R superstar was amazing, bro.
We can tell you don't like him.
Hey, that character worked great, phenomenal.
All right, number 25 is Big Van Vader.
Vader might be. Vader is the biggest big man wrestler of all time.
What you mean by that?
Over 300 pounds. He's the best big man wrestler of all time. It's not even close.
If you look right here, it says not many 400-pound men can do a backflip like Vader.
He did a moonsault. He was doing.
He did it out the. Yeah, I can say he did it out the turnbuckle, didn't he?
He was amazing.
And then for him, he was a stiff worker because, man, like since they showing that picture of him and Cactus Jack, man, he knocked his ear off.
Wow.
That's how he got his ear knocked off?
He was a stiff worker because he didn't give it up. Part of the reason he didn't get over as big in the WWF when he came in '96 was because of the match he worked with Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam. Because they wanted to put the title on him then, but Shawn Michaels was in his prima donna days and with the click, and he had all that pull backstage, and he pulled his creative control card and let him go over.
Let's not forget, Vader probably had one of the most gruesome in-ring injuries. That nigga eye popped out.
Yeah, when he was fighting Stan Hansen.
Oh wow!
Put the shit right there. Wrestling.
How the hell is eye pop out?
I forget what the hell happened, but his goddamn eye popped out the socket.
So
was it just like dangling or something?
I mean, yeah, it wasn't dangling out, but it popped out. You could see like this eye was like nigga. Like what was that?
Are you talking about Steve Harvey?
Like Steve Harvey, yeah. Lord. The eye popped out the socket, bro.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hey.
Hard, man.
Well, I tell you, number 24, Jake the Snake.
My man.
Jake the Snake.
Jake was dope. I think Jake had one of those. He was when he added the extra theatrics, but I didn't like how basic his move was.
Yeah,
I didn't like the DDT, and I didn't like the fact that I liked that it was his move, because back then, if you had a special move, that was it.
Yeah,
now everybody hit the DDT, so it makes it look like some bullshit. I just didn't think it was a special move. I didn't like it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some of these basic finishing moves.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But Jake, I mean, that's about where he should be. I mean, he did a lot for the business, theatrics and all this shit. But and he's still wrestling. He's still not wrestling. He's still involved with wrestling.
One of the best to never win a world title.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't like a big, swole, muscular guy either. So it ain't like he's, you know what I mean? It's not like he's going to win a damn bodybuilding contest.
But back in the day, it wasn't big and swole. There was Vince. Yeah. Vince is the one that ushered in that pretty boy era. But back in the day, the territories, them niggas was fat, had titties, hairy. Like that's what it was. They look like they would leave the wrestling match and then go work on your car. Like that's what they looked like back in the day.
Right.
Transmission.
Prime example. Look at that mullet right there. You look at that mullet he's got. You know, that's a prime example. You know,
it might be alternator, it might be transmission. Either way,
either way, it's gonna cost you. Yep.
Does he have his shirt tied up at the bottom?
Hey man, that was style back then.
Hey man, that's the 80s.
That was style back
then. Mullet with his shirt tied at the bottom, holding the snake. Okay. Damien. Number 23, Rey Mysterio.
That's accurate. I mean, he probably deserves to be higher, but other than his WCW run, he's just been. I didn't really. He's milquetoast to me.
Yeah, like, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, I get it though. I mean, he had amazing. His WCW time was way better than his WWE time. Yeah. He was a lot more wrestling. He was a lot more wrestling in WCW.
Yeah,
you know what I remember about him is when he jumped off of I think it was a car or something like that, and Kevin Nash picked his ass up.
His ass like a lawn dart.
Yeah,
man, he threw him in. I'm talking about, man. I think he broke that dude's neck, man. Because didn't he get carted out?
Man,
yeah, and
that may have been the time where he got power bombed by Kevin Nash. Because I never forget that time when Kevin Nash power bombed him.
It was tossing his ass like a dog.
They threw his ass like a goddamn bow and arrow, bro.
And who was that? I think the Giant, aka the Big Show, slung him by his legs into the side of a goddamn tractor trailer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he whipped him by his ankles. Blam! I was like, oh my god, did they kill the man?
Man.
And then, I was talking about, man, people thought that the NWO was really beating up people, and they called the cops on them dudes for real.
Damn.
Wow. Yeah, when he got beat up bad.
Yeah,
I will say that because but he was nonstop action though. Yeah, he was nonstop action though. He was a live wire, I guess you would say.
Oh, if you want to see him and Dean Malenko have one of the top 10 best wrestling.
Dean Malenko was my dude.
Time. Dean Malenko went the fuck at it.
Yes.
With cruiserweight belt. Him and Dean Malenko went the fuck at it. If you have not seen that match, go back and watch that cruiserweight match. It's one of the best matches you'll ever see. Even now, it's time.
Who did he beat? Who did Rey Mysterio beat for the world belt?
For the world belt?
The WWE belt.
The first time he beat Randy Orton and he pinned Randy Orton and Kurt Angle in a triple threat match at WrestleMania 22. It was coming off of a little bit after Eddie Guerrero's death. He went in the Royal Rumble. I think he either won it from number 1 or number 2. But at that time, he was in the Rumble for like well over an hour. It's the longest at that period of time. And they was just pretty much milking the Eddie Guerrero's death thing. And
right.
Mm-hmm. Right. And that's when I think that's one of the moments that I realized that Vince was the best at this shit. As much as I don't like him, when you have a little man like that, the way to get him over from beating somebody like a Randy Orton is to put him in a triple threat match, and somebody else can be the distraction. Like that, to me, that's the choreography of this shit. Because you got somebody going up against the Giant and they weigh 20 pounds. You're like, bro, this ain't happening. You're not gonna sell me on that, but you put the extra person in there. That kind of choreography is amazing.
Right.
Yep, because Kurt Angle at that time was on fire.
Napalm.
So they just put Randy Orton in there for to take the fall, so it wouldn't kill all of Kurt Angle's momentum at that time.
All right. Speak of the devil, number 22, Kurt Angle.
Way too low. That's some bullshit.
He needs to be way higher.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
Oh yes, it's true.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Yeah.
Hey, where is he at now? Is he last I checked he was at, well, this has been a while ago, with TNA. I know he's probably gone.
Yeah,
He came back to WWE and did a run.
Oh, he did?
Retired last year. He had his retirement match. He works on and off of the WWE right now, and I think he's, with the COVID situation going on, he was a backstage agent, and they released him from his contract during all the big furloughs that the WWE did, and now he's just doing his own supplement store because him and Stone Cold did a podcast together, episode called, on Stone Cold's Broken Skull Sessions, and they was talking about all that stuff. So that's what he's doing these days.
But he definitely should be higher than this. This is some bullshit.
Yeah.
Hey, what number is that?
When the gold
24. 22. 22.
I can promise you that 10 of the next whatever wrestlers you show us ain't better than Kurt Angle.
Yeah, probably worse. Yeah.
Gold medalist won it on a broke neck.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Wrestling with a broke neck. Taking like 60 Vicodin in a day before he left the WWE the first time just to get through the pain. They were Kurt Angle at that time.
And he's one of the few people that came into wrestling that didn't even watch and like the shit and came in and was, from the moment he hit, it was like, oh, this is that dude. Yeah. This is that dude.
Game
immediately got it.
They said he is either between him and Brock Lesnar. A lot of people say has the best rookie year in wrestling because, he won it. Just Kurt Angle won all the titles within his first year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came in busting. Number 21 is Sting.
There's no way. And I'm a WCW guy, and I met Sting. This is bullshit. There's no way Sting is above Kurt Angle.
Hey, who lists this?
Collider?
Collider.
Okay.
I was about to say probably just some man or something like that.
There's no way Sting is better. Like, the only reason that you would even mention Sting in this is because Sting carried WCW.
Right.
That whole NWO shit was cool, but the reason that it worked is because once Sting stepped out, that was your story. Sting coming back as the Scorpion, like that was just because he carried it early in the 80s when he was the California Sting, and then that worked for a while. But then once they did this NWO story and he was the savior for WCW, that was a great run. Like he carried the Federation. Matter of fact, he had the last match in WCW.
Him and Ric Flair.
It was the last match in WCW, and I get it, but there's no way in hell as a WCW guy, Sting is above Kurt Angle. That's some bullshit.
He said this list is whack abort.
It is. It's bad. And like I said, I met Sting. He's a cool dude, but there's no way to fuck you above Kurt Angle at all, bro.
Number 20, CM Punk.
That's also some bullshit. Both of these cats should be higher.
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk should be higher.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, didn't he go against Vince McMahon?
Yeah, that's why he's not wrestling. He retired.
Yeah, he retired. That's right.
Because and he gave it a new spark because like in 2011, everybody was tired of John Cena, man. He came out there and cut that pipe bomb promo, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, calling out about like pretty much airing his grievances and calling out all the bullshit that was going on with the WWE at the time, man. He had a damn good run with the title after that. But to me, they made a mistake cutting it short by putting it on The Rock, another part-time. And that started the downfall of him leaving WWE to me.
That's why he was mad. That's exactly why he was mad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think I seen the tirade that he had on, I think it was Monday Night Raw. I seen a little bit of it. He was like going off on Vince. Yeah. So yeah, I remember that.
Yep,
I remember that.
Yeah, legit beef with Triple H too.
Yeah.
But you ain't gonna beat family. That's one thing you ain't gonna do is beat family.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he can get that up.
But he had at the time, he was literally the hottest commodity on TV. That if he had just worked it, they would have gave him the title back. They would have gave him the contract he wanted. They would have gave him the creative control he wanted. He just decided to say fuck it. And I get it. I get it. I've been in situations of working, like, fuck this shit. I'm not doing it anymore. And that's what he said. He said, fuck it, I'm out. But he ruined, even now, he's ruined wrestling because he left at the height of his game. And so anytime that somebody's doing something hot, they're going to come in and be like, well, we need CM Punk back, CM Punk. And he's influenced so many of these new cats that always think about CM Punk. Like, he fucked wrestling up, in my opinion, of course.
Yep. He's the reason why a lot of the smaller indie style guys are succeeding in the WWE right now.
Yeah.
I don't think Ryback is on his list of GTC Reels.
Right back on this list. I'm never coming back to this show.
I don't think he's on his list.
Especially not at this point. Yeah, especially at this point because we up to 19. It better not be no fucking Ryback above 19.
We're gonna fly through these right here. So 19, AJ Styles.
Should be way higher.
Way higher? Okay.
Way higher.
Is he better in what was that? TNA he was in?
Put it this way. AJ Styles is the only wrestler that I've seen in my lifetime carry 3 or 4 different federations. And I'm not talking about carry like he was a character. I'm talking about carry.
Like a lead guy.
He carried WWE. He carried TNA. He carried when it was called Impact. He carried New Japan Wrestling. Yeah, AJ Styles, top 3.
Daniel Bryan, number 18.
That's way too low.
Man,
that's way too low.
What number you think? Maybe
he would
13,
probably
12?
be. Nah, I'd put him. Daniel Bryan, I'd put him top 10.
Top 10.
Top 10. Oh,
I don't think there's many wrestlers who can outwork or outtalk Daniel Bryan. Top 10.
I'll tell you something about him real quick to see the hype of the Yes movement and be in New Orleans at WrestleMania 30 when he won the championship. Like when the streak was broken by Brock Lesnar, man, that took it out of everybody in the building. But when he won, man, it was a feeling that you can't, man, that you would never forget if he was there. He's
TTC Real said Daniel Bryan is 25.
Damn.
You crazy as hell.
Oh man.
Number 17, Roddy Piper.
I was never a fan of his anyway.
Yeah.
I was never a fan of it. What was his finishing move anyway?
You know what? That's a damn good question.
Was it like some kind of punch or something?
Well, he did the brass knucks for a minute, but I don't remember what his move was. He was just a great talker. He was a great entertainer, and he was serviceable in the ring, but I don't remember. I wouldn't put him up that high. Now, if this is a WWE list, I could see that, right? Because that was a cornerstone of WWE.
Yeah, him and Hogan.
Yeah, him and Hogan. Yep, facts.
Never throw rocks.
Facts. Number. What'd you say, bro? Go ahead.
Hey, quoting Roddy Piper: "Never throw rocks at a man with a machine gun."
Okay.
Or just when they think they got all the answers, I change the questions.
Yeah.
Number 16, Andre the Giant.
I guess Andre was a little earlier for me. That's my grandma's era. And she used to sit down and watch wrestling. Well, because like when he wasn't effective, right? WWE time. We talking about them when he was fighting against Hogan. The reason Hogan was able to slam him was because he was done. Like at that point, he was done. He was like,
he was just big.
Yeah,
he was barely moving.
Yeah, at this point, so you talking about somebody that's a little bit earlier than my era, so I don't have a lot of comment for it, but I also don't have a lot of love for big niggas who don't do shit. And
because all he had was the big hand, like he, hit you on your chop, and that was it.
Yeah, or the headbutt. The headbutt his hand.
Yeah.
But he was definitely a spectacle.
Yeah, he was more in the prime when, like you said, like with his grandma, like when my dad was, in his late teens, early 20s and stuff like that.
It says 73 made his WWF debut. So yeah, he's a little bit before our time.
Because him and Hogan had matches, like when Vince Sr. owned the WWE. Goddamn, Eddie.
And that's his WWF debut. He was already a territory legend at that point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We got number 15, Eddie Guerrero.
I could see Eddie being a top 10.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at 15, but I can see him being a top 10.
Yeah, he was dope to watch.
Speaking of dope, once he started juicing,
man,
Eddie was a whole nother ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Him and Benoit both.
I was finna say Benoit. That mother went on a roid rage, didn't he?
The rabbit.
That's exactly what happened.
I'm gonna kill everybody.
We could have a whole episode talking about that shit alone.
They pull it down though.
Yeah. Did they?
No, I'm saying they would. If you look at WWE, you don't know Chris Benoit existed.
Yeah.
They have erased him from the archives.
Really?
Yes. Yep. Because once they found out what had happened, Vince McMahon came on TV the next night after that tribute they gave him. He was like, we know the situation that happened. And after this moment, we're never mentioning the name Chris Benoit on any of our programming ever again.
Wow.
And you you don't see him in any WCW shit. You don't see him in WWE shit. It's like Chris Benoit never happened.
Wow. Number 14, Triple H.
Too low.
I'm okay with 14.
I could say they could push him back a little bit further on the list, but I'm okay with it. He was good, but he was the guy, as they would say, he was the guy that worked with the guy. And then at that time, at the height of him being the world champ, I still to this day hate how they did Booker T.
Absolute trash. Absolute trash.
Booker T, my man. I like Booker T.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 19 was some bullshit, but
agreed.
Number 13, the American Dream. Look at that curl.
Only white man with the Jericho.
Look at that curl.
Hey man,
he was one of the best. I was gonna say he's one of the best trash talkers probably ever.
Yeah,
probably
that's
ever,
what
bro.
I'm talking about put him up there with Ric Flair, baby.
Yeah, Dusty was a bad dude.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Big as he was, he still got around that ring, man.
I already see though this list. What number is he?
13.
13.
I already know it's some names that we're not gonna see, like Barry Windham. Who was he was just on the tip of my tongue. Canadian. I can't think of his name. Lance Storm. Storm. Dean Malenko. These names are not going to be on this list, and they should be.
What happened?
What happened, bro?
My son just called me. Hold on a second.
Yeah, Dean Malenko. That was my guy right there, man. I love Dean Malenko.
There we go.
Malenko's a top 10 for me.
Yeah, agree. But like you said, he won't be on no list like this. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, because if Dusty's 13, you start talking about that top 12, we're going to see a lot of names missing. And we're like, where the fuck are they at?
Yep.
I know Brock Lesnar better not be on this list.
Listen, a lot of people, because of Brock Lesnar's ability, got him as the top big man ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm with you, Black. I was never a Brock Lesnar fan.
Okay, if that's the case, what about Ken Shamrock? He played both sides of that fence too.
Ken Shamrock was ass though. Ken Shamrock
was.
He didn't have,
but he was a bad boy at the same time though.
He was a good legit fighter. He was horrible in WWE.
Well, I got one for you since you mentioned that. Since you're talking about the guys that did MMA, what about Dan Severn?
I don't even remember that name.
Oh man,
know him.
You have to look up some of his stuff because he came in. He was in the WWF for a little while, but yeah, look up him, man. He'll be one of them people he was a legit amateur wrestler. He whooped a lot of ass in MMA, and he came and did a little bit of wrestling too. Boy, Mick Foley.
Number 12, Mick Foley.
The man with the most personalities.
Me personally, I feel like for all the pain that he took and all the stuff that he endured, he might need to be a little bit higher. Bruh,
No,
when old boy threw him off at the top of that cage,
man, that was
I was like, wow.
The famous line. The famous line from that match when him and Undertaker had that Hell in the Cell.
Man,
somebody cut the damn match. Somebody cut the damn match. Hey, when Jim Ross was going off, man. Man,
but you forgot the one before that, man. Like when he threw him off the cage the first time. Man, good God Almighty! Good God Almighty! This God is my witness. He's broken in half.
Right.
That's one of the moments like you remember.
I was in the match. I thought I was back in time at the match.
Man, that's one of the moments where I remember exactly where I was at when that shit happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy. And then he climbed back up on the top again.
Yep.
Then he went through it. Yeah.
He got choke slammed through the top of the cage.
And then he had I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad.
No, I was gonna say, was that the same one where they had the thumbtacks in the ring?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because he got concussed on the way down, and if you paid attention, that chair that he originally threw up at the beginning of the match had hit him on the way down. And once they panned that shot to him where he was smiling, his tooth came through his lip.
Ooh, I remember that.
And when the Undertaker was already basically wrestling on a broken ankle at that time, and Mick Foley started coming around, and that's when they finished the match, and he still did the thumbtack spot. That's some crazy, man. That's some crazy.
And they say wrestling fake. Shit, all these damn broken limbs and shit.
Uh-oh, here you go. Number 11.
Well, your boy Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
God damn it. He shouldn't be on this list, man. If anything, him and Kurt Angle should swap places. If anything. Like I said, I was never a fan of his. I didn't see the big. Okay, what about Goldberg then?
Goldberg was garbage. Now that's me saying it, looking at it now. I love Goldberg in WCW. I was a huge fan watching every week. He had a different move. I love that. But overall, Goldberg's a terrible character.
Yeah, he can probably be in the top 50, but not nowhere like near a top 10 to me.
So Goldberg would be 30, and Brock Lesnar. You cool with Brock Lesnar right here?
No, I think Brock is too high.
Okay.
I think Brock is, but I understand the people who say otherwise. Like he was an athletic freak. You talking about somebody who was a legit. Remember, before Brock started botching shit, he was legit doing 5-star flips off the top.
Yeah,
he was a legit freak. But I can't think of many matches that Brock had that I would call all-time classics or 5-star matches. And I legit feel like Brock's match against Goldberg was one of the worst wrestling matches of all time on a big stage. I think it's one of the worst matches. The first one.
Oh, 20. Yeah, that was pure garbage.
I think it was one of the worst matches we've ever seen at a pay-per-view event. Of any, and that's even including when Mike Tyson used to knock people the fuck out in 4 seconds. It was one of the worst matches you ever had to pay to see.
Did he break his neck?
I think
Brock
did.
Yeah.
I think he concussed himself once he did that.
He did something. He came down. He was like dazed.
He landed on his fucking head. Yeah, but
because they were saying if he didn't have that thick ass neck, he would have probably broke his neck then.
Oh, thick ass neck.
I mean, that man's neck, he is pretty wide, man.
Yeah.
Number 10, Chris Jericho.
Amazing. That's a top 3. Yeah. That's a top 3, top 5 wrestler for me.
Yeah.
That's a fair placing for him.
He's still wrestling too, ain't
he? Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He's still with AEW because that's where that screenshot came from. I think he's adjusting his style and stuff now since he's a lot older to, suit the crowd. And then he's the king at reinventing his gimmick.
Yeah. Number 9, The Undertaker. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Black.
No, I was just saying his theme music when he first came, man, that was dope to me. His theme music.
Mm-hmm.
When he first came to WWE?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Undertaker, number 9. What you think?
That's my guy.
First of all, Money Fresh Clothing, you get the hell out of here with that shit. What we're not gonna do is allow you to come in here and fuck up the show. We're not gonna do.
He
had a Jericho
at top 10. You want a Psycho to be in top 10?
Sid Vicious might not even be the best Sid wrestler. Shit, I don't even know of another Sid, but that nigga was garbage.
Yeah, hey, top 10 wrestlers that watch all the time, whether it's promos or in the ring.
Now, Sid Vicious might have a top 5 wrestling injury of all time.
Oh God, that's awesome. Yeah,
that might be it. But Undertaker's dope. It just they watered him down so much.
Yeah, they did.
His career, it just wasn't worth the fuck.
Yeah,
I hate that they started changing his style up. From being this badass dude riding motorcycles, then they switched him back to how he came when he first came into WWE.
But, if you was watching, he did a docuseries on the WWE talking about the last ride. He's basically, you could say he's retired now, but he was explaining by he felt like when he went to the biker gimmick at first, he felt like he was getting bored of the dead man gimmick, he was saying, if I feel like I'm getting stale of it, he was sure that the crowd was getting stale of it. So when they
go ahead, I'm sorry.
My bad. But only thing I was gonna say, because when he did the Buried Alive match with Vince McMahon, where Kane had buried him to end the big biker gimmick when he came back as the dead man, he was looking to come back as the dead man, but I think they were saying that Bruce Pritchard was saying something about how about coming back as the dead man, and they mixed it up a little bit, and that's the reason he came back like that at WrestleMania 20. But Undertaker's career for me didn't start going downhill until about WrestleMania 30 when he got concussed against Brock when the streak was broken. To me, that's when he should have retired somewhere around then. But I can understand what he's saying, man. Pride is a motherfucker, man. He don't want to go out having a shitty match, and that's the reason he was having terrible matches over there in Saudi. The bullshit with Goldberg over there, with Goldberg damn near broke his neck. The terrible match with him and Kane with Triple H and Shawn Michaels over there. So the last few years of Undertaker's career I'm not a fan of, but overall to me, he's in my top 5. Taker is one of my favorites of all time, but in his career, just left a sour taste in my mouth.
All right, what we at number 8? Because I'm watching this time now.
Yeah, John Cena number 8. What you think about John Cena, real quick?
I liked him when he first came in. It's like he's watered down now. Now I'm pretty sure he's not gonna wrestle anymore. All the movies he's making and the money he's making off the movie, so he's okay. Top 10, maybe the threshold of top 10, but not in the top 10.
Yeah, he's part-timing now, so he's just his gimmick got killed for me when they just made him. I ain't gonna necessarily say made him too kid friendly, but when they was just pushing him too hard down everybody's throats, and and he wasn't putting anybody over.
Well, he was the man at that time, so they're gonna ride it until the wheels fall off.
True, that's true. I was about to say, but then again, your man needs some kind of obstacles to overcome too. So
true.
That's me thinking out loud.
What you think, Beard, real quick?
John Cena is a top 5 wrestler. It's not even debatable for me. I understand that they kiddied him, watered him down, but you're talking about somebody who came in the 90s and carried WWE, put on 5-star matches with no matter who was in the ring. Even if you knew the 5 moves of doom was coming, he gave it to you on the mic. He gave it to you in the ring through generations. So that even when AJ Styles came in, Cesaro, that whole new crop of wrestlers came in, his matches with Orton, legendary matches. Cena's got probably 10 5-star matches. Mm-hmm. And
he carried them after The Rock left, right?
Yeah, he about 15 years because they wanted Brock to be the man, but he just said, "Screw you guys, I'm gonna go play football," and then he did it UFC. So yeah, that's how Cena became the man, pretty much, and he did it for
and high profile man. I'm talking about new talent, old talent, whoever you put in the fucking ring with Cena. He figured out another. Who the fuck brings out a Hurricane Rana 15 years into their career? Like drop kicks 15 years in their career. Like I understand Cena, and I wasn't a Cena fan for real. I'm still not even a Cena fan, but I respect the fucking work he did. And when AJ Styles came over and that crop came over from New Japan, and he put on 5-star matches with their ass, the Usos, Kofi, Cena's a bad dude. Don't sleep. And it's easy to put him in the not that dope category because it was WWE and he was the guy. But he still put on so many great matches. Like, what do you do? Remember, he fought Angle. Like, you talking about somebody who had matches.
Number 7,
Greatest
Bret the Hitman Hart.
Greatest technician.
Yeah. Great in the ring. I was never a fan of Bret Hart on the mic, but he was great in the ring. He's top 10 without a doubt.
Yeah, he was.
I can agree with that.
He was bland on the mic, but as I got older, I can appreciate his ring work. I can definitely appreciate it. And then his last run with the WWF before the Montreal screw job.
Bro, when he spit in Vince McMahon's face,
that was a nasty movie.
Yes, it was.
And then he knocked McMahon out after everything.
Yep.
Woo. Hey,
Speaking of to your house, Shawn Michaels, number 6.
Again, same as Bret Hart. Amazing. Now you got to remember, Shawn Michaels had 2 careers.
Yeah.
After he broke his back, he came back and was still a top performer.
It's arguable that he had his second half of his career better than the first.
Yeah. Shawn was great.
Yeah, that's right, Money Fresh. That sweet chin music. Pop said it earlier.
And I think Shawn Michaels only had 2 runs with the belt, right?
I think he had 4 in total. He had 3 WWF titles, and then he had the World Heavyweight one time when they did the initial Elimination Chamber.
Then he had an Intercontinental too?
Yeah, so I was talking about the big belt. Yeah.
Oh, you talking about the world belt.
Yeah. He won his first one against Brett in 12
and 97?
96. He won
6.
He
okay.
Won, he won against Brett. WrestleMania 12. He beat He lost it to Psycho Sid. Beat Psycho Sid for Royal Rumble 97, and he got the WWF title off of Bret Hart at the Montreal Screwjob. So yeah, he had the WWF title 3 times, and then World Heavyweight 1.
I think the only belt somehow that he didn't carry was the U.S. belt.
Yeah, and they didn't. Well, yeah, you're right.
He had everything else: the European title when they did that bullshit, tag team champions, world champion, intercontinental, WWF champion, but he never had the U.S. belt, which is really odd to me.
Yeah.
Number 5, Macho Man. Oh yeah,
brother.
Macho Man was hella dope. Yeah. I'm fine with it. What is this, top 5? This is a 5?
He's number 5.
I can see 5.
Number 5.
I can see somebody saying 5, and I wouldn't argue with that.
I wouldn't either.
Snap it to the Slim Jim.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we got number 4, the Nature Boy.
To beat the man, you gotta beat a man.
The limousine riding, high flying, jet fly, private jet fly.
There's no way Flair is 4.
I don't think so either. Okay, quote me if I'm wrong. Isn't he the person with the most world titles?
Yes.
16 times.
I thought so.
I was gonna say that belt that you got, Beard. I don't care who else held that belt or won that belt. Every time I look at that belt, I think of Ric Flair.
It's the Ric Flair belt.
I agree with you. Because it just looked like it just belongs to him.
Because I mean, the man came over from the WCW, NWA to the WWF having that.
I remember that. Was it a Monday Night Raw?
It might. I think it was prime time. It was like one of those wrestling talk shows. It was before Raw became a thing. I think it was like prime time wrestling or something like that. Because Bobby Heenan was hosting it and he introduced him. Came out there with the belt, the self-proclaimed real world champion.
But this the one where they blurred the belt out because they didn't. I thought this was on the actual like Raw or something because they blurred that belt out with him and Hogan was in the ring.
Yeah,
is that the right one?
Yeah. That's correct time frame because they was starting to blur the belt out because they was starting to get backlash from Crockett, and the story with him carrying that belt over was because when he left WCW, the world champion at the time had to put a $25,000 deposit down on that belt. So they didn't give him his money back. So he took it to WWF TV with him. So pretty much got to a point where they had to do a cease and desist with it, and they sent them the money. He sent them the belt back, and then rumor has it that they was, when they was showing it and blurring it out at that point, it was a copy of the tag team belt that they was just blurring out for TV to make it that he was still presenting the belt. But he did initially came over.
Damn, should be way higher than 4. I don't know who the fuck's. Come on, brother.
Number 3 is The Rock, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
Man,
and the millions.
So hold on. Let me ask y'all a question. What do you think?
My thing is,
it doesn't matter what you think. I'm my bad. I'm sorry. My bad, dog. My bad.
Damn,
my
man.
Bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, to set our guess up like that, man.
Whoever answered first, I was gonna do it. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Man. My bad. I'm just.
Since we said it like this, I would like to know what criteria are they going off of this shit at this point.
It seemed like it's a popularity contest.
That's what I was gonna say. With The Rock, The Rock is probably top. I would probably say top 3 of probably one of the most recognized wrestlers ever.
Yes.
So that's what I'm looking at. And he was entertaining. With his probably between him, Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, one of the best on the mic.
Yeah.
True. With that, what do you call it? That humble pie.
Mm-hmm. He said, "Take this thumb, turn it sideways, and stick it straight up." Look at
just keeping that pie over the PG rated, but we really know what he was saying.
Did you like Rock as the leader of the Nation of Domination? Not the leader, but in that group, or did you like him as a solo?
I liked him as a solo, but like looking back on it now, I had to appreciate what he did in the Nation, because if he wasn't given that chance to let his personality out some in the Nation, he probably wouldn't become, he wouldn't have became the single star that and come on and become what he is now. So
right,
I appreciate his time, what he did in the Nation.
Okay, so let's see who number 2 is.
Number 2,
brother.
Hulk.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. This is too low for me to be on this list, brother.
And that's
number 1 and number 2.
Man, fuck Hogan.
That's a no holds barred, ain't it?
Yeah, that's no holds barred.
That's one of the wackest movies ever.
If you don't get Thunder Lips the fuck up out of here,
man.
And pay-per-view too.
That's
right. GTC Reels. That's why I said I thought he was, but he wasn't. Ron Simmons was the leader.
Ron Simmons was the leader of the Nation of Domination. Roddy's stock started rising, and then they
started rising
on The Rock. They turned on The Rock, and then The Rock was going against the Nation of Domination.
Mm-hmm.
They turned on Ron Simmons first. They booted him out,
and it was him and D-Lo, yeah.
And then they booted The Rock out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But Hogan was the master of the outside the ring shit.
Yeah.
For his era and shit like that. But in ring, like when I consider in ring, Hogan's in ring shit was garbage.
It was the same move.
It was the king of no sell. He was I'm not a fan of Hogan in ring at all. And his best, his best moment was with The Rock when he came back with NWO and WWE, and they had that match, and the crowd was so hyped that they had to make that move on the spot and turn Hogan into a face.
The very next night,
because Hogan was supposed to be a heel. He got attacked that night. NWO came out that night and fucked with him. And so it was so live. They was like, bruh, we gotta do something with this, because the crowd would put it this way. Hogan was a heel. The Rock was carrying the company, and the crowd liked Hogan so much that they flip-flopped him.
Yep. Man, that crowd. Yeah, that crowd.
Was that Canada? Was that Toronto?
Toronto, Scott on WrestleMania 18. Yeah. Man. That was the main. That should have been the main night.
Numbers and all. Shit.
No,
that shit was crazy.
Numbers and all.
Hey man, that was another one of the matches. Like, man, you remember where you was at when it happened, because that shit was so live, man. Like,
That's a top WrestleMania moment.
yes, without a
That was
doubt.
a top WrestleMania moment.
But yeah, for Hogan as a person, Hogan as a person, behind the scenes, he's a piece of shit. But his contribution to the business, as in like promo and taking it to the level that it became, you can't deny that. But like with him being a politician, not wanting to put people over, just doing business for himself. Like when he had put the Undertaker over at Survivor Series '91, when he did the tombstone, when Ric Flair slid the chair up under there, he tried to lie and said Undertaker messed up his neck and stuff, just snake shit like that. Nah, man.
You can't make a list without counting Hogan, if for no other reason. If you don't count none of the red and yellow days and Hulkamania, if you don't count none of that for whatever reason, NWO,
yes,
bruh, that heel turn,
yes, classic,
is one of the illest shits I ever seen in my life.
I know the kids was crying that night.
I think it was one of the best wrestling times of all time. Just like nobody expected that at all, man.
That shit was beautiful.
And then when he came in the ring, and you know what I'm saying, he turned on who that was they was fighting.
Macho
Man. That's right, Macho Man.
Sure was Bash at the Beach, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they turn around that next night. Next thing you know, Hogan and that with that red and gold shit on. All you saw just people just throwing shit in the ring, man. Fuck y'all, man. That's what they wanted. That's what they wanted. They wanted to boost them ratings up, and that was a great move by them. Great move.
That shit
so,
I was gonna say one last thing about that Hogan heel turn. Like when he turned that Bash to Beat, that shit was so real that a fan actually tried to jump in the ring and go after him, but Scott Hall fucked him up before he got in the ring.
That's what I'm saying, man. There was some kids crying that night.
Yeah, when Hogan crying.
I don't think it came across TV that Scott Hall was legit like 6'5", 300 pounds. I don't think they knew that was a big motherfucker. Scott Hall was not a game.
Mm-hmm.
He was a legit 6'5", 6'6", 300 pound man.
Especially in his AWA days.
Grown ass man. Yeah, at that point he was bigger.
Mm-hmm. My boy.
We got number one. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
But once again, this list is going out for popularity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
because once again, he's not like that prototypical, technician of wrestling. He's got a few moves. He'll hype the crowd up.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody looking for that Stone Cold Stunner.
He's definitely not a technician, but he just come in and just straight whoop your tail. That's it.
Yeah. But see, I think it was a good business move on his part. When he was in WCW, he was Hollywood Steve Austin. And he was part of the Hollywood Blondes. As soon as he got to WWE,
Stunning Steve Austin.
Yep.
Yeah. Once he went to WWE or WWF, who brought him over there? Was it the $1 Million Man?
Yeah, they brought him in, had paired him up with Ted DiBiase because Vince didn't know at the time that Austin can talk, because he went to ECW for a temporary period of time after ECW, and they was gonna build him up. They brought him in as the ringmaster, and it kind of didn't go far. And Austin was like, he wanted something different, and how Stone Cold Steve Austin came about. He was watching a documentary on some serial killer or something. And he told, creative, hey, I want to be like this ice, cold, ruthless, person. So they came up with something like the shittiest of names, like Fang McFrost, Otto Von Ruthless, and I can't remember the third. Yes, they came up with them shitty names for him. And his ex-wife, his wife at the time, was telling him to drink his tea before it goes stone cold. That's your name, Stone Cold Steve Austin. So that's how he came up with that name. And once he lost that scrap match to Savio Vega, when they sent DiBiase packing, slowly started the ball of what became Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then,
we got through this list, and Booker T's not on this list. Flying Brian Pillman's not on this list. Arn Anderson's not on this list.
I was going to say Arn Anderson, bro. I used to love his sidewalk slam. That was one of my favorite moves from Arn Anderson.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bam Bam Bigelow's
not on this list. Come on, bro.
Scott Hall, Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect's not on
Mr. Perfect, yeah.
Rick Rude is not on this list. Come on,
ravishing bro. Rick Rude used to bring the ladies in.
Sweat hogs.
I'm not a fan.
Man, this seemed like one of these things that we can probably come back at a later date and just talk about, because this list is dope, but it's egregious at the same time, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, Booker T is probably one of my favorite wrestlers, man. One of my favorite wrestlers. Even when he was with his brother, and you can tell that he was going to be the star of that group, between him and his brother. I just knew then, like, man, Harlem Heat. Quick note, because I know we got 5 minutes before the game start, right?
Uh-huh.
I remember this one little thing that, Harlem Heat had with Scary Sherry, and I think Mean Gene was interviewing him, and he was like, Hogan, we coming for you, nigga. And then he did like this. He was like,
Mean Gene just kept it moving.
Classic, bro.
Mean Gene kept it moving.
That shit was so classic, though, bro.
Man,
that shit was so classic, bro.
He did that shit.
You remember? I think so Colonel Parker, the original story for Harlem Heat, Colonel Parker won them in a poker game. They were like he won 2 niggas in a poker game. Colonel Parker Colonel Parker was a colonel. He was a racist ass colonel of the South, and he won them 2 niggas who were supposedly ex-prisoners, if I remember right.
Yes.
He won them in a poker game. That was his tag team. So, like, when I first heard that, I was like, what the fuck kind of shit? Like, this is rough. But when you watched them wrestle and you saw him doing the Harlem Hangover leg drop, Booker T was doing a flipping 5-star, a leg drop off the top rope. Booker T, by far, without any doubt, without any speculation, is the dopest black wrestler ever and a top 5 wrestler of all time. I don't give a fuck what nobody says.
I agree with you.
Reinventing your character. How many times did he have to reinvent? He did that fucking G.I. Bro bullshit.
He did the prisoner.
He did King Booker. He did that whole run he had in WWE when he came over, was dealing with Triple H, Stone Cold. Like, Booker T is one of the dopest wrestlers of all fucking time. Even when they came back, they brought him in on that Legends contract, and they was like, we got to keep booking this motherfucker. He's dope. Booker T is the best of all time. And looking at this list, how the fuck ain't Goldust on this list? How is Randy Orton not on this list?
Yeah, Randy Orton, yep. A lot of people, man.
We can tear this shit apart.
Yeah. I think
we can tear this shit apart. How is William Regal not on this list?
Man, that dude
William Regal.
And he was the first person to give Goldberg a match in WCW that was longer than 2 minutes. And they kind of pretty much fired him because of it. Yeah,
because William Regal is a legit badass. And he was like, I'm not going with the bullshit. We know that this dude Goldberg ain't good. We know it. And he's fucking up the game. Y'all done came in here and fed him a bunch of niggas that's not even signed to us. And he wouldn't keep it right. What is it? He came. I think his first match was against Hugh Morris. And if I'm Hugh Morris, how the fuck you gonna bring this bum in to beat me? I'm Hugh Morris. The nigga
beat him quick too. He beat him quick too.
Watch him. And GTC, that shit was some of the
funniest. Bro. It was so funny, bro. In the grocery store, hell yeah.
Oh yeah,
Hey, so cool on the camera, price check on a jackass. Not like a badass.
Yeah, Booker T, he's always gotten a bad shape. Booker T is that, like, that's a travesty. WCW. WWF should have put the belt on him. He should have been the unified champ when he came over. He should have beat Trips.
And since I guess before we get up out of here, since we're talking about black wrestlers, man, Booker T is definitely one of the dope black wrestlers, man. Let's give some shine to some other black wrestlers that's pretty dope, man. Like Shelton Benjamin was a damn good athlete too, especially in his prime.
He was. Shelton was dope. MVP is dope. I really wish we could have seen more of the Pope D'Angelo De Niro. Jay Lethal never got his shake.
Yeah,
he should have been on national TV. He never got his shake. Primetime Skip, Skip. Well, he changed his name a few times, but Primetime Skip with the abs and shit in the WCW. If you saw him, you'd know him. The cat, Ernest was Ernest Miller. Another dope ass wrestler. There's a lot of cats who was actually good, really good, but WWE keep putting motherfuckers out in front of you. And you like, bro, all right, we ain't got to hear about these Ernie Ladd no more. I get it. We don't have to hear about Ernie Ladd again. But what about Mark Henry?
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
Mark Henry, man, I was
watching.
Elix
Skipper, thank you, Elix Skipper.
Because man, Mark Henry, he did a little Broken Skull session with Stone Cold, like. He for a shoot, as they would say, man, was like really one of the strongest men in the world. I thought, that was a part of his gimmick, and I knew he was strong, but like he literally went out to those strongman competitions and just dominated. And
yeah, he was legit.
Yeah, and then I know at the top of the show or backstage, you was talking about your boy Bad News Brown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
man, one of the few people who legit goddamn had Andre shaking in his boots.
Yeah, he was a legit ass badass.
Yeah.
Yep. And WWE just never was able to figure out, or they chose not to figure out how to push black athletes. You know what I'm saying? Like, didn't even try it. For Kofi to just now be getting his title shot when he had that run with Orton, what was that, 2003-ish, 2004?
No,
2009. 2009 when he had that run with Randy Orton. He was at the peak.
Mm-hmm.
He was at the peak of his shit, and they was like, nope. And I'll never forget. That was one of the moments that I wanted to slap the shit out of Randy Orton, because I remember in a match, Kofi did something that wasn't on script. I don't remember what it was during the match. And then Orton, stupid. And he told him in another match right after that, or in that same match, you should be shining my shoes. And it was caught on camera. I remember that shit.
Oh, I didn't get that part.
I fucking hated Orton for that shit. That's from St. Louis, you know what I'm saying? But when he said it, he said some shit like, you should shine my shoes right around. It might have been that same match when he was calling him stupid. Whatever it was Kofi did that pissed him off, it was right there in the same part. He got caught on camera.
Kofi was supposed to be taking the spot where he was taking a punt from Orton at the time, and he got up, and Orton was that's when he went and did KO, and he was like, stupid.
Yeah. That's what it was.
What pissed me off about how Kofi's reign ended was like, man, I understand you losing to fucking Brock Lesnar, but man, other people got 2 minutes. If he was gonna squash him, why the fuck goddamn 5 seconds and just to bring out Cain Velasquez, and he ain't do shit. They jobbed him out when they went to Saudi, and then they released him.
Yeah, that was bad. Kofi deserved better.
A lot better.
Kofi deserved better. But that, I'll give them props. They've done right by the New Day.
Yeah.
The New Day is one of the best tag teams, period. Easily the best black tag team outside of Harlem Heat. I'm never going to give anybody shine over Harlem Heat because of what they were going against and how they did it. Yep. But New Day is definitely second. Second. I was going to say maybe not second because Doom.
Yeah.
Doom was bad as shit, but yeah, New Day would be second over Doom.
Because they kept them together. They've been together about 6 years. They just now really kind of split them because they talking like Big E is about to be the next one to get that push and get, potentially get a title reign and stuff. But like with me, man, I think WWE just choose not to just put, a lot of the black guys in some of them bullshit ass gimmicks to where they can't get over because man, you seen like when they finally let Mark Henry become who he, like when he did the run with the Hall of Pain, man. And goddamn, like when they brought Bobby Lashley back in, man, when they had him feuding with, I think, Sami Zayn, goddamn talking about his sister, and then he over there patting his ass, bending over, slapping his ass in front of people and shit, man. I believe they intentionally ruined them guys, man.
They do, because you look at the talent they got over there, Cruz and all these Apollo Crews, as they call them. All these guys are legit talent. Who we were saying is in the Hurt Business? Cedric Alexander can legit fucking go. Legit go. We ain't gonna see no more of him. Ricochet, at a time, Ricochet was set to be the next little champion. It'll never happen. Man, it'll never happen.
All kinds of flips and stuff. And then the big buff black guys, they always give them the same bald head, clean face looking. That's they gonna blend in just like everybody else if you give them that same exact look.
Biggie should have been champ because they brought him in there as Dolph's sidekick, and that was already bullshit because he was an NXT champion.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck is he coming in here as a sidekick?
Yeah,
they don't want that man to eat. That's why.
Because man, and then I don't, like when Kofi won the WWE Championship, man, like I feel like a lot of other people didn't consider The Rock as the first black WWF WWE champ because more or less it seems like he's a little bit more known for his Samoan side more than anything.
There's not a little bit. It's absolutely he's Samoan.
Yeah,
right.
And that's one of the things. Like for me, I had to embrace because that's the truth of the matter is that The Rock is black, but he ain't black. He absolutely, as far as wrestling goes, and even his public persona. I don't know his personal life, so I'm not talking about person, right? Because eventually Rock is going to be president. But as far as this shit goes, he's always caped and been Samoan, and that's fine. But I, as a black man, I'm tired of reaching for The Rock when Booker's been our nigga the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Booker's absolutely been our nigga the whole time without fail. Mark Henry's been our nigga absolute time without fail. Like we've got black wrestlers who've carried the mantle that we can just say like it's not a question. It's not a question.
Is it because the Rock is light skinned and the other two you name are dark skinned?
No, it's because The Rock came out as a goddamn Samoan. The tattoo on his titty is Samoan. It ain't no black power fist.
That whole shoulder thing, it's a Samoan.
Yeah.
Because when they
that's fine. I get it. That's fine. But I'm not gonna reach out to grab a little piece of a nigga when I got a whole Booker T sitting over here who ain't never wavered. Even when he did the king shit, he was the king, but he was still a nigga king. Like king, like bro, like he was trolling. He was trolling the shit out of them, man.
He beat the shit out of Batista in a backstage fight one time.
Bro, Booker was not a game. He was not a game. I got mad love for Booker T. King Booker. And I met Mark Henry too. Mark Henry's cool people.
Goddamn.
Well, it seems like we're not gonna get to our top 10 because apparently this game is on, right?
I'm trying to go.
Yes, but come on.
See?
This is what y'all bring me on here because I can run my mouth.
Bryan, gang.
All right, so that was a good topic, good talk. Yeah, like I said, man, this deserves like a part 2 or something like that because we can go on and on about it.
Yeah,
we can make our own list up. All these lists, are opinionated. So hey, it is what it is. Whoa, wait.
Criminal day.
Criminal days, ain't it?
We gotta
know what time it is. We know what time it's Bryan time, baby.
Oh,
okay.
But yeah, I think we should definitely do a part 2.
And I wish I had. There's a title. I don't know how much y'all still follow wrestling, but there is a black wrestling title. There is a black wrestling title. Yeah, the Pan-African Wrestling Championship. You can look them up. There is a black wrestling title where they did a tournament and they made a belt. They did a tournament. It was an intergender tournament. And actually a woman holds the belt right now. And I'm waiting on my replica because, yes, I did order one of them hoes.
That's what's up. I was about to say,
absolutely.
I was about to say to be funny, though, they ain't got Umar Johnson over there trying to become the self-proclaimed champ, right?
No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Don't let him find out because he's going to come over there and try to take over.
He's going to come over there and be like, donations. To America. Donations.
Well,
I hope about next time we come back around, I'll have it.
That'll be nice.
All right. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
Like you said.
I'm gonna try to have one also.
Yeah, me too, man. I know I need to get me one. With that being said, man, we appreciate both of y'all for coming through, chopping it up with this wrestling shit.
I know a lot of knowledge, man. A lot of knowledge. Y'all telling me a lot of stuff that I didn't know. Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we just have to get them back on.
D like he live, sleep, and shit wrestling.
I don't know about
Yeah,
Shit,
He the wrestling swami. He the wrestling swami.
Yeah, he definitely on his shit. And if y'all like, if anybody in the chat or for Black and Hop, y'all should check out AEW. It's really hard to watch. I was talking to D Frank on Instagram about this shit. It's really hard to watch wrestling without the fans. But some of the storylines and some of the shit they're doing, some of the talent is still dope. It's a lot harder to watch. I ain't gonna hold you, but they're still doing some dope shit. AEW is dope. You don't have to watch TNA. It's not.
Yeah,
they're not doing a good job of it, but AEW is doing a lot of shit that y'all probably, some of the shit y'all not gonna care about. Gay wrestler, intergender wrestler, y'all probably gonna be like, I ain't watching this shit. But they're actually talented. They're actually talented. Yeah. So,
okay.
So if you like WCW, you'll like AEW. I'm gonna look at it. Okay. It's the same shit. But they have some legit talent. And if it wasn't for COVID, I think AEW would be trending right next to WWE. Production value, talent, storylines, they're really fucking solid.
Right. I feel like, the reason why I just stopped watching wrestling because it just started getting watered down and it wasn't making sense. So I just kind of left wrestling alone. I just remember the shit from back in the day that when I used to watch it. So
no, they were both trending up before COVID hit. They were really on even WWE was doing some strong storylines. I like storylines and shit like that, but there's a lot more technical wrestlers. The talent is different, and there's a lot of motherfuckers who can work in there. NXT, if you haven't watched any pay-per-views, just watch NXT pay-per-views. Don't watch shit else. Just watch NXT pay-per-views. Hands down, consistently some of the best pay-per-views ever.
And then Triple H run that part of WWE, so it's argued. A lot of people argue say NXT is a lot better than like main roster WWE, Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
All I got.
I'm definitely gonna be doing that. That comes on what, Thursday?
I think NXT is on Wednesdays now.
Wednesdays.
I'm saying AEW.
Wednesdays.
AEW is on Wednesdays as well.
Yeah.
Well, shit, Beard, I might not be looking at y'all then if I got to look at it on Wednesday.
I mean, you can always record it, play a day.
Hey, you can't do our guests like that, bro.
You know, man. We down like 4 flats, man. You know I'm being that thing for real.
Hey,
yeah, but it's
discount code cancel.
Yeah, right. This shit's over. This shit's over. Donation.
Hey man, we appreciate y'all. Yeah, exactly. Coming on, man. Y'all go ahead and shout y'all stuff out right quick, man.
Oh man.
Go ahead, D Frank.
I sure will, man. Well, since we about to get up out of here, man, take some time out if you can to stop by and check out my podcast. It's called the One Day at a Time podcast. It's on Apple, Google, SoundCloud, Stitcher. I'm working on getting it on goddamn Spotify. But yeah, that's about where you can find me, man. And just come over there and check me out. I know I got to do a new episode soon, but yeah, check me out over there. That's all I got.
Most definitely, man. Appreciate you, man.
As far as the clothing goes, you can check me out, lfthvy.com. Use your code RetroTalk, get a discount on some dope ass gear. I get it out to you as quick as possible. I'm making them in-house, support the small business. During the week, you can catch me on Wednesdays, kicking it with Cadillac Jackson and OG Sneakers on Talking Kicks Forum. We do 7 episodes for a season. So I think we got 2 more episodes left, and then we take a 2-week break, and then we come right back. So catch us out on Wednesdays, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. We go live and kick it with y'all for about an hour and a half, and we have a good time. And then, of course, Retro Talk is where I come out and hang out maybe once a season. They let me in and let me come and fuck up the show, give y'all the lowest numbers possible. And I appreciate them for letting me come in here and play with y'all tonight. And no pause. I said what I said.
We'll never be as good as the Talking Kicks.
We'll never be as good as Monday Midsole. So, I mean, we're all trying to be better.
And at the end of the day, I ain't shit, so.
We ain't either.
I love when Dick Frank when he get into a topic and he just cut the mic on and you can tell on this podcast, D Frank just talking. He just going in right now. He cut the mic on and be like, fuck y'all. I'm like, got mad around this motherfucker.
So my ex would say about me. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's your boy Hop. You can find me on IG HopDog18. Once again, appreciate you fellas, D Frank, Beard. Appreciate y'all coming on. We definitely gonna have to do this again. Get our own top 10 list, or whatever. Just get together and just rock out, man. We appreciate y'all, gracing our presence. And it's been real, man. Appreciate all the knowledge, man. Appreciate the knowledge.
No problem.
Dr. Death Steve Williams is my number one.
Oh man, that was another badass.
Who? Stop it. Dr. Death Steve Williams. No,
It depends. That said, he was a badass.
Yeah, no, that's true. Across the water, he was dope.
But when he came to WWF, man, Bart Gunn knocked his ass out. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Well, like Hop said, and our guest said, man, appreciate everybody from the chat coming through, rocking with us, on some old school wrestling. I know we've, we touched on a lot of things, a lot of stuff that I didn't know, going down memory lane, with this thing, man. So I'm your boy Black, aka BAA, aka Marvin. Everybody's ready to look at LeBron. I'm finna go eat because I ain't really worried about that. But they are on my DraftKings. I do have DraftKings, and I won a few dollars off them the other night. So let's see what I can win tonight. With that being said, man, this is Retro Talk Forum, man. We appreciate everybody in the chat. We appreciate our guests for coming on, talking about this dope topic. Stay blessed. Keep your hands washed. Wear your mask. Wash your ass. We out until the next one.
Please.
We'll holler at y'all. You gotta show them belts, man.